Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Hollywood After Dark, episode number 55. Today, of course, is the 20th of August, 2021. Today, we're going to be talking about Black Canary, no James Bond Spider-Man trailer, a whole bunch more. Today is Friday. Let's just get right the fuck into it. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show tonight. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is Hollywood After Dark. Friday, finally Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's been a week. It's been a very long week, but not a bad week. It's been a good week. Of course, I wanna give it all to you guys. I wanna give you guys a shout out here with our channel members, the ever-growing list of badass motherfuckers who wanna stick it to the man, or at least support late night very offensive movie commentary. You guys are fantastic. Again, if you want to get in on the action, become a channel member. You can also join the Patreon if you don't want to give Google that 30%, which is, I'm not lying, killing me this month. You guys have been that generous that it's literally killing me. And then also anyone who joins, becomes a channel member, drops a Patreon, or becomes a super chat person can also win potentially a pair of 4K duck titties here. That's right, folks. 4K Howard the Duck condoms. Leah Thompson in her underwear. I really kind of over-sexualize this movie.
You make it like it's all about something that's in there for like 2 fucking frames.
It's really in there for like 2 frames, but it is duck titties in 4K. And I think, you know what? It's all, I want to, every time I say that, I just want to have the drop and just go, woohoo, like.
Yeah, look, chances are, like, the person who wins this is they're going to end up really excited about it. They're going to go in with, like, their lotion and their tissues and everything, and they're going to be like, all right, I'm looking forward to duck titties on display, and they're just going to get, like, 2 frames of it.
Well, clearly what I need to do is market to the furry community, the kind that like corkscrew penises and choose your own adventure vaginas. By the way, that's not even really making that up. A female duck's vagina. This is true. So a male duck has a corkscrew penis, right? It's true. Has a corkscrew penis. A female duck, her vagina is like a maze. It's got like dead ends and shit. I'm not even making that up. So the joke I like to make is that it's a corkscrew dick looking for a choose your own adventure vagina.
This really is the weirdest episode of Hollywood After
Dark.
We're
literally like 2 minutes into the show and I'm talking about duck pussy. But I joked about duck titties. So you kind of get the full gamut of everything here. Late night movie talk, ducks. And duck movies. Davey Crotchkick here saying, okay, here we go again. Music Man again with the duck pussy. You make it sound like I may have mentioned this a long time ago on Boulder Talk Radio. I might have done that, but again, you make it out like I talk about duck pussy I don't talk about duck pussy all the time. All right. I don't talk about duck pussy. I've mentioned a lot. I'm saying it so much now. Because there is that. I don't
a counter down below.
A counter. Someone in the chat's gonna be like, Matt said duck pussy at least 28 times during the course of this live stream. But you know what? Let me at least turn it over to you guys. H parts here. Matt has a duck fetish.
No.
I'm quackus. Fun. Geeks here says you've said duck pussy before. All right. Well, apparently I have said things that I have forgotten. Anyway, and Music Man here says, you have, but we all know it's funny. It is funny.
Oh,
Min here says, market your show as being educational for furries. That's right, folks. Welcome to YIF University. Taught by your host, Professor Matt Jarbo, knows nothing of the culture, but I'm going to talk to you about how to get cum out of a fursuit.
I mean, hey, there's clearly an audience for it in your audience. Look at all the people who like B-Stars.
That's right. Geeks here. B-Stars is a great show. I'm really waiting for the Dark Beast to be like, come in and his obligatory B-Stars comment. By the way, quick little side factoid. If you are looking to clean semen out of clothing, don't use hot water. Use cold water. It congeals under hot water. I'm just saying. That's something I literally read on Reddit like about a week ago. So
okay.
So there's hashtag the more you know. So speaking of someone who might need to clean that sheets at least, RJ, how's it going, buddy?
Wow, what an intro. Wow. What the hell did I walk into? I'm here to talk about ducks and bee stars. Like, I regret clicking on the link. What's going on?
Yeah, you know what? I want you every night that I post that link to you to go, oh crap. What's he going to say now?
You never know what you're gonna get.
You never know. Even Music Man here is asking, have you watched Beastars yet? The answer to that is no, I haven't. I haven't even played video games in 2 weeks. That's how little time I've actually had.
I'm probably going to play Hades because it's on Xbox Game Pass. So.
Well, last night I talked about the Skyrim special, or the new, the next gen upgrade.
God. Yeah.
And but here's the thing, I'm like 100 hours into Skyrim again, and I have at least another 200 hours to go. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to put a pin in it. I'm going to come back when I get that upgrade. And then I'm going to enjoy that.
No, you're going to have to start a new fucking... You're going to have to start a new playthrough.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to start a new playthrough. I'm not going to do it.
Okay,
I'm not going to do it.
Can you highlight Carlos?
Then you're going to continue playing Special Edition because they're not going to let you do that. I'm pretty sure you can't do that. You can't just do that, Jarbo. You can't.
This is Microsoft owns it now, and this is going to be an upgrade. That's all it's going to do is going to be a download that's going to go, all right, you have it installed on your Xbox Series S.
Because they already have Old Rim, like the original vanilla Skyrim. They already have
I'm playing on the Xbox Series S. They are going to make it literally as easy for me as anything.
God. Yeah. You know what? I'm about to insult fucking console players. I won't do that. I won't insult console.
Why? Because we are the superior race. Let's just be fair.
No.
Let's just be fair.
First of all,
be fair.
I own a console and I play on it fairly regularly. So
that's right. Don't be a traitor.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
Carlos, yes.
Carlos here says RJ today. Squirt after CM Punk. I don't know. I tried watching Enosh's stream. I was like bored, but it's not for me. So
you didn't have the context. It's like years of
yeah.
It's been trending like number one all night.
I know
so.
people are going to be like, hey, you know anything about CM Punk? And I'm like, no, I don't know a goddamn thing about CM Punk. Sorry, I did address this early on in a comment. Mikey Sutton was supposed to be here tonight. We were going to talk about Heir to the Empire and some Star Wars stuff, and he had a whole thing planned. Unfortunately, right before I got home from doing my nightly deliveries, he had to cancel. So I had to cancel him by sending Miss Minutes to cancel his ass. So no more Mikey Sutton. Miss Minutes. She's a hitter. She's a hardcore hitter. You know what? She can travel through time, man. She's going to that's the next. No, anyway, no, he does have a family emergency that he's taking care of. And unfortunately there's, he'll be on, I'm hoping, very soon. So, so that as soon as that happens, it's going to be there. All right. Well, for some reason, Todd Fair, $20 right out the gate. Damn, Todd, you straight dropping some fire. Thank you. Says, hey, Matt, do you remember when restaurants with salad bars had the small croutons, but now the croutons are big and yucky? I miss the small croutons. Have you seen any of the OG croutons anywhere? That's a very non-movie or entertainment related question. I do remember the smaller croutons. We're not going to see salad bars for a while, I don't think.
Oh, man.
I remember like last year, like when the pandemic hit, there was a chain on the West Coast called Soup Plantation. In Southern California and in the Northwest, it's called Sweet Tomatoes. I always felt the name Soup Plantation was a little bit iffy. But they had excellent food. And anyway, they closed down completely. The company just shut down when the pandemic hit. Like they had
buffet style stuff is going to be the first. Well, it was the first to suffer. That's what I should say.
Yeah. So, OG croutons, I think you could buy them at the store. I'm really hoping you can, because I do like the OG croutons. But then again, as a person who's trying to like limit how much bread I eat, I can't be around croutons. It's like a fat person's crack cocaine.
Yeah, they are like cocaine. It's true.
It's like a Pringles bag. Once you pop, you can't stop. It's just, I devour them.
Yeah, I'll just straight up eat the fucking croutons out of the bag.
Yeah. And then Ray here's like, cottage cheese and blueberries sounds great. I have both of those. I might have to do that later on. I'm still doing my fasting. So before the stream, I had a bowl of bone broth, which is really. Oh
my God, bone broth.
Bone broth. It's like, yeah, it's good, man. Like it's really solid. If it gives you some protein, it gives you some nutrients. Kind of helps you like even out when you're doing. Because I've been trying to do like, I do intermittent fasting in general, so I don't eat after 5 to 9 a.m. And I try not to. You know, some days because I've dropped weight, man. That's the whole point of intermittent fasting is you make your body eat your fat reserves.
Oh,
your body, like I'm a portly fella, you know, but like I've gone and I had to go to the doctor and when I started fasting, I was at like 228. Now I'm down to like 220. So, and that's just limiting how much food I eat. And then also like, you know, I do intermittently also, I'll go full 24 hours. I want to go a full 72, but that's going to be tough.
That's a long ass.
That's a long time. That's going to make me like the cranky as all hell by the end. I'll be on here doing a live stream and someone will ask me a dumb question and it's just going to be all over for me. You know, it's going to be terrible. But anyway,
enough food talk. Yeah.
Enough food talks. Oh yeah. Yvonne's asking whatever happened to the condition of your supposed hernia. I got an ultrasound and I was told I don't have a hernia. The first doctor told me I had a hernia. I went to my general practitioner. She was like, I can't quite tell, but let's get you in for an ultrasound. The ultrasound tech was like, I can't find anything wrong with your abdominal wall. Cool. Still don't know why I've got that gaping, you know, that weird thing in there, but I don't have a hernia.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, let's see here. Someone asked Matt about Zack Snyder. No, HBarts. No, we're good on that one. All right. So, yeah, anyway, so Mikey unfortunately can't be here. I would love it if he was here. We were going to talk about like all things Star Wars, which would have been awesome, but we'll do that down the road. He's given me some interesting stuff.
Some interesting stories to cover today, regardless.
Yeah.
Lord Slug is correct, though. The CM Punk reaction will be everyone when they see Toby in No Way Home. Grown men will cry. Actually, people were crying. There's a gif of a guy who was like bawling. I haven't seen a guy cry that hard in like forever.
But why?
Because it's an emotional thing, man. CM Punk, like he was done like 7 years ago, dude.
Like, I thought he was like ousted.
No. Basically the story is that Vince McMahon and WWE kind of forced him out. They handed him his red papers on his wedding day, and he just quit wrestling.
On his wedding day?
Yes, on his wedding day, as an FU to him. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, WWE is petty, man. They are very, very petty.
Oh no, I know they're petty. I don't watch wrestling. I don't care about wrestling, not one bit. But man, I know Vince McMahon is petty as fuck. So there's a lot that's going on with that.
It's just a very complicated history, but like this is like going to change the whole industry. Like it's like a big shakeup kind of moment.
Well, good. I mean, to be fair, good. Vince McMahon needs to be, you know, the Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, all of them in the hierarchy of that organization need to just be like deposed and usurped and yeeted. And I don't even have any kind of emotional connection. But like, I just, you know what, like, F them.
Well, here's the thing: a monopoly is never good. Competition always breeds like.
I mean, I got my screen put up here, but like, look at this dude. Like he's like bowing and crying. That's how big of a deal it is to a lot of people.
Wow, it's like Jesus came back.
Pretty much, yeah. It is like Jesus came back.
I've seen people do that at a Trump rally, so you know, I mean.
Oh no!
Wear a mask, buddy. Wear a mask.
You tweeted that one thing about Junkman. You're like, wrestling fans are so dumb, but Matt, this is a concert, not a wrestling event. Doesn't matter what I said.
I stand by my statement. I said they're not the brightest bulb in the bunch, or on the tree, whatever. And I stand by that. I'm sorry. Like, look, here's the thing when it comes to wrestling. Okay, professional wrestling is a male soap opera. That's all it is. It's a male soap opera. And here's the wrestling fans.
The women?
Come on. It's still a soap opera. That's still like just now it adds females into their side. It's all a soap opera. All right.
It's all a live action Dragon Ball Z, in my opinion. You got a bunch of muscly men doing a bunch of over the top attacks. Sometimes enemies turn into friends. It's the same type of fucking bullshit, except for like, you know, a Western audience. Only Americans give a shit about that type of stuff. But
well, no, that's not true, actually. Like John Cena, to his credit, has done quite a bit to expand the WWE brand in not only China but Saudi Arabia. Like, he's done a lot. Like, and that's the whole thing. No, he has. That was the whole thing with him coming out there, and when he said that Taiwan was the first country to see Fast 9 first, and and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I gotta come out there and apologize to China because I said Taiwan. I acknowledged Taiwan as a country. God damn it, I actually said the thing that we all know, but I can't because of China, the one China policy.
Let me go film an apology video where I look like I'm being held at gunpoint.
Yeah. And it's just like the stupidest thing. But look, I don't think Cena's a bad guy. I get it. These people, man, they're beholden. They're beholden to all of this, to corporatism, right? To capitalism. Yeah. They really are.
Well, that was the issue that CM Punk ran into, though, where he felt so disengaged from it all because of the corporatism, all the backstage politics. It killed his love of what he enjoyed doing, That's why it's another big deal that it came back,
Yeah. No, I get you, man. I get you. Like, I just never, like, when I was a kid, I liked like the WWF. I never agreed with them changing the name. I would have told the World Wildlife Federation to go suck it.
Wow.
Because, hey, listen. All right. What is it that we've learned from wrestling, professional wrestling? These are not like beta men. These are alphas. These are sigmas. All right. Apparently not. Yeah. You don't cuck to a whole bunch of fucking lemurs. You don't
cuck out to the panda bears. You tell them to go shove that bamboo stick where the sun don't shine.
I should put that on. You don't cuck to a bunch of lemurs.
Wow, you're really amused by that, aren't you?
I just laughed my ass off at that crap. Anyway, let me get to a couple quick super chats here. We got H-Barts with 5 bones. Thank you, H-Barts. CM Punk also hated wrestling for the last few years, so it's a big deal. It's not a soap opera in Japan. It's a sport there. Yes, but CM Punk is not in Japan. He's not in Japan, H-Barts. I agree with you that Japan is some real shit. We've watched some of it here. You've shown us some of it. And I agree with you. But this is American professional wrestling, where it's like, a bunch of dudes
takes it more seriously though than WWE. WWE, I agree with the soap opera. AEW has some soap opera stuff, but like they treat it like a real sport, which I appreciate.
That's okay. That's cool. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's also going to come across like fucking XFL, right? It's just more for show. I still get it. Look, I'll probably find the clip floating around Twitter of CM Punk tonight. Did he do anything, or did he just walk out and people cried? At least Luke Skywalker kicked the shit out of some fucking Dark Troopers. He
walked out and he did his classic pipe bomb where he just sat in the middle of the ring and just like talked for 10 minutes like people wanted him to after all these years. He's going to be fighting Darby Allin September 5th at the pay-per-view, and he's going to be on
wait. So he just walks out on stage, or to the ring, sits down in the center of the ring, sits down Kumbaya style, like cross-legged, right?
Yeah, cross-legged, yeah.
And so he just sits down
and he just talks.
And he just talks for 10 minutes, and people were literally crying.
Well, because it's a pipe bomb. Because the thing is that in Las Vegas and WWE, he dropped a pipe bomb where he exposed Vince McMahon for being a fraud. Like that was like his big claim to fame.
Okay, so what did he pipe bomb tonight?
Well, he basically just, it was a bunch of like stuff about like talking about like his experience there and like about how he's like happy to come back for the fans, this and that.
Okay, so he was more about hitting the pipe than dropping the pipe.
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm back, man. Fuck McMahon, man. Like, I don't know. I just don't really see. I don't have an emotional connection. So if you guys do, that's awesome. Like, look, to be fair, I'm joking. I'm being hyperbolic, but it's more of like I'm playing a heel type role, which apparently, according to some people, is me all the time. Like Anthony ACS calling me unbullyable the other day.
Yes, I saw that.
That was funny. Like this, Matt's unbullyable and just wants to watch the world burn. It's not true.
I told you, I changed your Twitter bio to that. Mad Charbo, I love to watch the world burn.
Yes, because I'm like the fucking Joker from TDK. But anyway here, Todd Fayer with 10 bones, man, thank you. Saying, did you see the Eternals trailer? It was awesome. That locks up Best Picture at the Oscars. Marvel is #1. I mean, look, we watched the trailer here on the show the other night because we were live. RJ and I were on when it dropped.
It just dropped randomly that night. Which is
crazy.
crazy.
like at midnight. It just midnight Pacific. It's just like, yeah, here you go. Here's Eternals trailer. Like, it just doesn't make any sense unless they're trying to appeal to the international audience, which would be 8 a.m. London time.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And honestly, I felt the trailer. I felt the trailer was pretty weak. I'll still look at the movie with an optimistic, viewing. But I don't know. I'm not that interested.
It was better than the first trailer. I thought.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
but I mean, that wasn't that
That's
difficult.
what was going on.
I mean, the first trailer was really bad, in my opinion.
Well, the thing is, we kind of talked about that too, and the whole point of like, look, this is only going to be like a 2-hour long movie. They've got 10 characters to introduce. Or 10 or more characters to introduce and to give a little bit of backstory to, while setting up the primary characters, which is going to be Gemma Chan, guy from Richard Madden, and then also Kit Harington. Those are going to be your three mains.
Leads,
those are your leads. And Gemma Chan is the lead, according to Kevin Feige. However, they have a lot there to do. And I mean, like, the first 20 minutes of that movie are going to be all just montages.
An exposition, probably.
A lot of that kind of stuff, yeah. I don't think it's going to lock up Best Picture, to be honest with you. Like, Black Panther was a cultural phenomenon. Yeah. It really was. I don't see... And the Oscars...
I think it's going to win a lot of the technical categories.
It will definitely win. I think she'll be nominated for Best Director, but there's no way it will win Best Picture. I'm sorry.
Really? You think she'd get nominated for Best Director?
Yeah, because they're going to put a lot of money on there. That's why that trailer finally acknowledged that she's Academy Award-winning director. From Academy Award-winning director Chloe Zhao. Never mind the fact that Eternals ain't even going to play in China. Shang-Chi isn't going to be in China.
What's going on with that? Black Widow still hasn't been released in China either.
China's probably mad at Disney. I don't know why. I mean, maybe one too many Winnie the Pooh bears made it through. Who knows? There could be the whole Uyghur camp situation from Mulan.
That might have been it.
That might have been a big kind of stink on them. But Free Guy is opening up in China this week.
Oh,
and that is through 20th Century, but that's also Disney, so I don't know. But Shang-Chi, like, I mean, if it's
they gotta get that movie in China.
But if it's true that people in China don't want Simu Liu because they think he is too unattractive.
I think people read way too much into that because it's like on Weibo. It's just basically equivalent to Twitter. Like, who cares?
Well, a lot of people use Weibo in China. Like, a lot of people use it. So I don't know. I have no idea if that's true. Like, Annie, would you ever go and not see a movie because the lead actor wasn't like hot enough?
No, that's not even something I factor into it.
Yeah, I don't even understand that logic. It's all like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Simu Liu, sure, objectively speaking, not the most attractive man. He's not, and that's fine.
What exactly are they looking for, though?
I don't know. Do they want to see his outlines or something? Do they want like him in a Speedo that's wet on like a cold day and just hope that it's like they can see the outline? And
wait, we're talking about the main actor from Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
He's not ugly or anything. Like,
I don't think he's ugly either.
I don't think he's not the most attractive guy. He's not ugly, but he's not the most attractive.
Well, he's meant to look like the everyman, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mean, it's like even Awkwafina is like, not what you would call a traditionally attractive female lead, but she's talented, which is why they want her.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like Awkwafina. The black Twitter doesn't really like her very much.
Well, the black scent thing is just. I wanted to talk about. I'll probably bring that up closer to like the movie coming out because then it'll be more kind of in like the conversation. But really, if you got like they're so stupid. It's so dumb. Why people are getting upset at this. But anyway, I want to see Eternals. I just don't think the movie's going to pull in a lot of money, if I'm being honest with you. I just don't see that really happening. Geek Series like, Matt, you got some super chats. I know, dude. I'm getting there. Andrew Dunbar here, $2 says Japan effing loves pro wrestling, which is true. They do. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see what's going on with that one. All right. And then there was... All right, Shiny 311, $25.69. Gotta love that 69. Hey, Matt, RJ, or Annie. Hope all is well. This question for RJ. There we go. I saw the Chainsaw Man trailer. It looks dope. You know anything about it?
I know everything about it. It's an upcoming anime by Studio Mappa, who did Jujutsu Kaisen and the last season of Attack on Titan. It's basically the story of like demons and devils in Japan, and the main protagonist gets the Chainsaw Devil, and he basically becomes a Chainsaw Man. It's absolutely phenomenal. There is an anime trailer. We can watch that later if you want. I mean, it's a pretty big super chat.
Yeah. Put it in the sidebar, and I'll bring it up. So,
but it's easily going to be the biggest anime of the year, I think. Like the hype it has around it, like the manga is so good. It's so good. It dives in a lot of like satirical stuff. It's really funny. It's hyper gore violent. It's fantastic. It's really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll definitely check that one out. Thank you very much for that one, Shiny. And I I think it's funny when I get super chatted to ask you guys questions, which is great because it happens on other people's streams with me all the time. Jeremy McAndrew here, 5 Bones, thanks, says, IMO, the DCEU is slowly becoming the Harley Quinn cinematic universe. Is it too much to ask for a Man of Steel 2? Yes.
Sadly, yes.
Yes. And I say that, interestingly enough, I say that because even though Man of Steel was extremely profitable for Warner Brothers, it was very profitable for Warner Brothers. I don't understand why. What it was is the BVS Justice League stuff. Like it's possible they feel that has damaged the brand completely. But I don't see that. A lot of people like Henry Cavill. There's not a reason to not like. He's
a popular actor. Like, why would you not go get that figured out? You know?
I have no freaking idea. That's so weird. But obviously, yeah. I agree with you about the Harley Quinn cinematic universe thing, and we can talk about that when we get into the thing. I missed a super chat. Did I? Man, I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, I did. I'm so sorry, man.
No, you read that one.
Okay. Did I miss another one? Or did he post it? Did I miss? Wait, did
I think you got all of it. I don't think you missed one.
Did I get this one here? Did I get this one? CM Punk also hated wrestling? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. There's like a few of them that all jumped in at once. I just want to make sure I'm caught up on everybody because sometimes the StreamYard, the chat jumps forward and it's like you have to scroll back and get it. But anyway, thank you very much for that. If I missed anyone, let me know. That's the last thing I ever want to do. All right. Let me just kind of play catch up here. I want to make sure I've got it all. All right. We got one more super chat from Andrew Dunbar, $10, man. Thank you. Fun fact, Chinese propaganda following the events in Kabul started using the phrase when there is war regarding Taiwan, whereas previously they would talk about it in the hypothetical. So super. Yeah, I get that. Like, I mean, look, China eventually is going to pull a Crimea on Taiwan. And there ain't going to be a goddamn thing anyone's going to do about it.
Yeah, because we all see that no one did anything about it when, that actually happened with Crimea.
Yeah, I know.
That was sad. That's really depressing to think about.
It is depressing. I'll tell you what's even more depressing is like the prime minister of Crimea was that one really cute Russian Crimean blonde woman.
Yeah, everyone started simping for her.
And then it was just like nothing but simping for her. Like, I mean, I even like it's one of my things. Just like I was like, damn, she's hot. So there we go. Did I hear about the reporter executed in Kabul? I didn't, and that's terrible, man.
It's horrible to hear.
That's a tough thing. So I know the Kabul thing. We all want peace in the Middle East. We all definitely want that stuff. It is so beyond the realm of where we are right now of what we can do just as people, which is why I think having fun conversations is a great distraction, to be fair. And that's kind of what I want to do with this tonight. But as HBars drops this one here, $5, man. Thank you. It says Taiwan is the real China. CCP mad they did not kill the leaders before them.
Damn.
Oh, a lot of China stuff. By the way, thank you for that, HBars. I've noticed Carlos here has changed his avatar from me to Wings of Redemption. So thank you.
Jordan, big ups, Liquid Richard.
So I don't know. All right, Todd Fair, thank you again with another $10 super chat. What do you think it's weird that I thought BBS was horrible, but the Snyder cut of Justice League was awesome? Well, did you watch the theatrical or did you watch the Ultimate?
I mean, I kind of similarly fall into a camp with Todd. I don't think BVS is horrible. I think it's just okay. There's some aspects of that movie that I've grown
BVS is
to really like over the
fundamentally
year,
flawed.
but there are some things that like I still don't like.
I really like. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I really like Man of Steel. I really like the Snyder Cut. Not a big fan of BVS. I think that movie is fundamentally flawed. Maybe we can have an in-depth conversation about it sometime. But I have some serious issues with that movie, especially the ending.
I just really don't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor in that movie.
See, I do.
I think he weighs down the entire thing for me.
Like, what the biggest problem with BVS is the third act is really like the Doomsday thing. I get why they did it. The third act feels like it has the most problems. The Ultimate Edition fleshed out the first and second act.
Because in the theatrical version, Superman was barely a character.
Yeah, it really was. And I'll say this though. Like, I like the Martha scene. I really like the Martha scene.
I wish
all these years. I think it works out really well. I think that, I think it's just kind of, it goes to show. Look, let's be fair. Let's
become a meme.
Yeah, it became a meme, and I think that's unfair that it became the meme that it did. But look, the naming conventions in comic books are fucking dumb, right? I mean, look, you got like Pepper Potts, Peter Parker, Bruce Banner,
it's just so weird to me that he would just pluck a random comic book trivia fact that no one even noticed or cared about and made it like this big thing in a movie.
But he tied it to, but it was such an interesting thing, and that's what I love about it, because he tied it together in a way that like everyone can relate to their mom, right? Like everyone, that is the one thing, like, if you go up against somebody, you don't shit talk their mom, right? I mean, well, no, let's be fair. It's just the internet. You always shit talk their mom.
That's my favorite scenes actually in BVS when he's in trouble. Who's the first person he goes to?
He calls his mom. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's to establish that mother-son connection. And that is something that mother-daughter connection, mother-child connection, everyone out there can have that connection, which is why, and Bruce had forgotten that connection because his parents died at such a young age and he witnessed it. So there was that emotional trauma.
He's losing his humanity.
Yeah. And that's kind of the whole point, is like in that moment, he's like, save Martha. Like, yeah, sure. Okay, fine. Maybe the delivery wasn't like 100%, S rank or something. It was whatever, but it got the job done. And like, I remember seeing it in theaters, and when that moment hit, I was like, oh shit, I didn't even realize, man, Martha Kent, holy fuck, Martha Wayne, and like, it worked for me. And the thing is, no one in my audience like laughed or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like,
I wish you could say the opposite. My theater was laughing. There's a lot of chuckles at that, which I was like, like I hate it when people, like, I understand why people are laughing at it. I heard some stories that people were like really like pissing over it themselves over it, in theaters. I'm just like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
I don't like it, but I'm not gonna laugh at it.
It's one of those. It's definitely. I mean, I like the movie, but I can understand why people out there don't like it. But the Snyder Cut was something that was much more fleshed out. It was much more fleshed out. It was much more. It was allowed to breathe. Right. Even what we got in the Ultimate Edition of BVS was still a compromise. There's still a longer cut of that movie that's out there.
Yep.
And I would love to see them go back and add that shit in, to be honest with you. Like, that's the whole thing, is I'm tired of these movies that like cut out, like, okay, what is the one thing we fucking hate when watching a movie on television? It's formatted for television. What does that mean? It means that like they format it down from 16:9 widescreen to pan and scan, right? The 4:3 to fit the format of the TV. That's what it generally meant. But also there was content that was cut or altered because of the ratings. Like they would put deleted scenes into movies, or they would cut out entire plot points of films you would watch on TV.
Well, I was watching Django Unchained, and it was really funny because they cut out so much stuff on it for the TV version. They cut out like so much of the cursing. Obviously, they're gonna cut out the cursing, but it's just so funny the way they edit it because it's so bad. Like it's so obvious that they made cuts.
Well, and that's kind of the whole point too. Is when I was in film school, what we learned was that the that kind of job was kind of an entry level position to go in and like edit a movie to be formatted for television. So, and the thing is, I remember like there being the deleted scenes in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, where he goes to a biker bar and he gets like a biker like takes a bottle and smashes it and like is going to go stab him. So Ace pulls out his contact and smashes it. It's like, come on, you want to go? Like, you know, and it's just like this really, like, I didn't know that scene existed. I'm watching it on TV and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this is something that's new, you know? But then there's another movie that I watched a lot as a kid because I had a big crush on Alicia Silverstone. It's called The Crush. And it's a movie about like, she's a teenager who falls has a very heavy crush on the guy like renting a room at her place. He's a photographer. It's Carrie Elwes from Princess Bride, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah, I love Carrie Elwes.
Yeah, and she forms this like obsession over him. And her name in the movie was Dorian. Okay, and then like so funny because her dad was played by Red Foreman. Kurtwood Smith played her dad in the movie. But anyway, in the TV version of The Crush, they change her name from Dorian to Adrian for some reason. And there's even a scene where she cross stitches like her initials and his initials into a pillow, you know? And then even when they showed that in the on TV, they had changed the initials for that shot.
What?
So, yeah, it was really weird how like there's been all these alterations and everything else. And like, that's kind of the thing is there's all these, you know, with the invent of DVD and Blu-ray and 4K, we have all this extra space now to showcase all these deleted scenes. So there's a ton of these movies that have just got tons of stuff that made it to like the cutting room floor. And I mean, some of the stuff you get to see in these re-releases, a lot of things you don't. And it really makes you wonder, like these movies that we know and that we love, what could have been with what was there, you know, like what they feel at the time didn't work versus what did work.
That's why I love examining like old beta builds of games and stuff like that to just kind of see like what things were like. I think that's really interesting about all forms of media, to just kind of see like things and how they progressed. It's very rare that we get to really see the full story of how things got from point A to point Z or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy stuff. All right, real quick, we got some more super chats to get to, and then I swear we're gonna get to some articles. I swear I got
eventually.
Stuff. Yeah, well, it's a good combo. It's a good combo, and you guys have been very supportive, so I'm very happy with that. Thank you guys for that too, by the way. Let's see what we got here. We got Shiny 311 with 569. Thank you. Says the Chainsaw Man trailer looks like there's some sex stuff. You might like this. It's not B-stars, I swear.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of the sexual stuff is actually thematical to the story, because the main character, his name's Denji, and basically like his dad owed the Yakuza like a bunch of money, right? So his dad died, and this little kid's forced to carry the debt, so he does these odd jobs, and when he grows up, he has to sell his internal organs, his eyes, like all this stuff. Like he basically like doesn't get to eat. Literally all he wants in life is just to like hug a woman and touch some boobs. So he had like a femme fatale, like the leader of like a devil hunting group coming into his life, and he gets these powers.
Wait. Yeah. All he wants in life is to just touch some titties. Like that's it.
That's his motivation. That's all he wants.
God, the Japanese are not like us. I mean, they are like us, 100%.
It's really funny though. Like,
all right, we'll definitely check out the trailer.
He has like no childhood maturity. That's the thing. Like he's like a child. So
it's a movie made for the internet. I'm nearly 40. I have very little maturity, as I like. I mean, what do we open the show with tonight? Duck pussy. Put it on the counter. Maturity, yeah. Very little maturity. Speaking of maturity, Andrew Dunbar here, $10. Thank you, man. Says, any thoughts about Dune? I think the casting is inspired. The Lynch version also had heavyweight actors, sans Sting. All right, I get that. Does it look like the federal Ratha role has been dropped? To be honest with you, I don't. Let me see who that was, because it's been so long. Let's see. Federal Roth. Is that? I don't know. Dune. Hold on.
Let me. Either. I know nothing about Dune.
Yeah. Let me see. That's the Sting. Is that the Sting? Sting's character. I don't know, man. I mean, it's only you know, in that movie. Well, the thing is, the Lynch movie is only like 2 hours long, and they covered the whole book. I think.
Yeah, and this is going to be like 2 hours and 35 minutes. Only
for just like half the book. Yeah, and then the director's all like, "Oh, we're writing part 2 right now." I don't believe that. You don't go into this massive project and do one half of it and then go, "We're going to start work on the." No, you have the script is done. but they might be altering it based upon budget. They might be having to scale some things back because he says that Warner's and Legendary want to do it. So obviously they're going to want to complete it. But at the same time, with the pandemic and everything, that movie's not going to make any money. It had better be so fucking good that it gets nominated for Best Picture. Like, that's what they want. They want the Best Picture nod. They want the accolades. But anyway, the movie looks fantastic. I cannot wait to watch it.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be phenomenal, honestly.
Yeah, I think Denny, still can never pronounce his last name.
Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve. I gotta just keep repeating that till I get it. But Denis Villeneuve is a fantastically amazing visual director. And Blade Runner 2049 was just like beyond phenomenal in my opinion.
Yeah, he was getting into some recent trouble though, because he made a comment saying that he refused to even send digital screeners out to critics and press, saying, no, you're going to watch this in the theater. And a lot of people are pissed at him for that, saying he's being kind of ignorant. Because he's very much about, like, he's still upset about the HBO Max thing. He says he's living with it, basically, but he's not happy about it.
Well, I mean, look, the thing is, though, is that there's guaranteed a payout for that. So, I mean, obviously, it's...
This better not be like another Tenant.
It won't be. It won't be like another Tenant. Tenant was not the release problem. Tenant was the fact that you can't, like, understand dialogue problem. Nolan, like, I'm just going to say it. Nolan needs a leash. And that's okay. That's okay. Because, like, look, Interstellar is a fantastic movie until you get to that third act where you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Wait, you really don't think that the release time was the main issue?
I think Tenet was always going to have the problems that it had. They pushed Tenet back as much as far as they could. The movie still did well based on Nolan's name. But the movie then also suffered because people were like, what the am I watching? What am I fucking watching here?
Tenet.
So that was the thing. There's a lot of confusion off of that. But I do really want to see what happens with this here. All right, fourth here, coming in with the $5 super chat. It's not just save Martha. It's you're letting him kill Martha, which parallels when Lex triggered Bruce with you let your family die. Oh, okay. That's a fair point. Okay. I get that. That's a parallel that I missed. Thank you very much for that, fourth. Brandon Caterpillar says here, Chinese people don't seem to support Asian-led Hollywood films, so I don't think Shang-Chi will do amazing. Maybe around Mulan, 40 million. Crazy Rich Asians made 1.5 million.
That's the Chinese numbers, right?
Those are the Chinese numbers, yeah. But the thing is, though, Crazy Rich, like, I wasn't Crazy Rich Asians more about, like, it wasn't Chinese. It wasn't in China. It was in like Thailand, wasn't it, or something?
Maybe, I don't remember. All I know is that the Chinese apparently really don't like Henry Golding. For whatever reason, they just don't like that guy.
He's too pretty.
He's too pretty.
I don't know.
He's too ugly.
I don't know. What is like? What is the in between on that one? But apparently, Tony Leung is going to be like, or Leung, is like the big draw for Shang-Chi because he's really
China,
big in China.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be something people are going to rush out to go see. I don't know, man. I mean, look, there was you had Ryan Choi in the Snyder Cut, and apparently the Snyder Cut did really well, on streaming in China. So I mean, yeah, it kind of, I think what it boils down to is Chinese people, I think can maybe see like they're being pandered to, and they may not like that. But then again, like from my understanding, like there's a lot of world building in Shang-Chi. There's a lot of fantasy and mysticism in Shang-Chi that's like really cool.
It's a lot like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was also played kind of real at the time when that came out, because also, look, they can't show like ghosts and shit, like in China, like you can't do sorcery really because like magic is all forbidden.
Yeah. Wasn't Ghostbusters 2016 banned in China?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. There's all types of shit like that. Like there's an entirely different games client with like separate models for World of Warcraft, and I assume for plenty of other games too, because you can't like show bones in China. So all the undead have to be all covered up with flesh and everything. They have to basically look like regular fucking people. And there's other really weird shit too, because like just to use another example, I've also seen like mounds of flesh in games have been replaced with like a bunch of bread and shit like that. There's some really crazy shit they've done to get around like Chinese censorship in video games. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's I don't even know, man. It becomes such a weird like thing to start like looking at like how restrictive other countries are, like, and then like how our country is, and it's like super weird world out there. But anyway, Simon here with $5, man. Thank you. Says, if Batman is the world's greatest detective, you would think he would already know who Clark Kent's parents' names were. That's if he knew Clark's secret. He didn't know who. I don't think he knew who Clark was at the time. He wasn't tracking Superman the person.
Well, he didn't care. Is the ultimate thing. He didn't view him as a person.
Yeah,
he viewed him as an alien.
Yeah, he didn't care at all. So I don't know.
BVS.
All right, so okay. Thank you for that one there. All right, and then H Bart's here with $5 says, watched You Only Live Twice tonight. Donald Pleasance was great as Blofeld. Also watched the first Fast and Furious.
Totally. Fast and Furious. Man,
I liked it though when that came out.
It just hasn't aged the best. Obviously, it won't, but it's just a funny movie to go back and watch.
I remember I had said that it was what was it? I had said that it's Point Break. It's effectively Point Break the movie. It's just remaking it with cars.
Yeah,
is what it is. But Point Break never got a sequel, probably for the best. And whereas Fast and Furious ended up now they're on number 9 and they're going to do 10 and 11 and it's going to be wild.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
It's going to be, yeah. Let's see. Okay. H Bars here says Tony Leung is big in Hong Kong, not mainland. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, obviously it's going to be a thing. All right. And then I'm just trying to play. Okay. All right. Andrew Dunbar here says the Dune miniseries on Sci-Fi ran 265 minutes and 295 minutes in the director's cut. There is plenty of material in the book to justify the second film. Oh no, absolutely. The problem though is just going to be whether or not Legendary and Warner's is going to want to sit there and put up the money for it. And the bigger issue here has everything to do with Legendary, because Legendary was purchased a couple of years ago by Tencent, or no, Wanda. I think it was Wanda, for like $3.5 billion or something, between $3 to $3.5 billion. They just recently there had been a report coming out that that parent company is looking to sell Legendary.
Yeah, they're looking to sell Legendary to someone else.
Yeah, so they're looking to offload it, and that could cut into some financing for something like Dune. Especially, we're going to see a lot of these companies either really start pushing out small scale productions, which I think is actually for the best, or they're going to gamble and probably lose right now on theatrical, which is where they make the bulk of their cash. And that's unfortunate.
In very wild and different times when it comes to content creation, in terms of budgeting and what makes money, what's not going to make money anymore.
Do you think they'll finally start to cut back on the overinflated marketing budget of films? Because I feel like that's a massive issue when it comes to movie making. Doesn't so much of the budget go into the marketing?
I'd argue it goes more to actor salaries.
That's true. That's also a factor. But I mean, I feel like a lot of it gets spent on marketing to people who already are going to go watch the movie anyway. If that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, a lot of it is what movie was it? Suicide Squad, $185 million budget and a $100 million marketing budget.
Oh my God.
But again, that as I said, and I still stand by this, my whole point back then was saying, look, this is predominantly to get people to go over to HBO Max. And even though they're not worldwide yet, entirely, they've got, it's better than they were a year ago. And, so we'll have to wait and see how that whole thing plays out. Hopefully it will be, they'll be good there. McLeod here with $5. Thank you, man. Says there's also the fact you can see tiny bits of Bruce Lee's mannerisms and style in Shang-Chi, and Bruce Lee is China's biggest superstar hero. I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
Well, H Barts has another super chat to lead into that.
No, to come off of that one, or
it's responding to that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. $20 from H Bart. Responding to McLeod, Bruce Lee is not China's big hero. They hate him on the mainland since his grandfather was half white and Bruce Lee was born in San Francisco, so they associate him with the West. Oh.
China's a very strange place. It's very hard to get a read on anything they do. It's a
huge place. Yeah, it's a hugely odd place with a lot of people.
Yeah, speaking of Shang-Chi, though, did you see the clip of the fight scene in the bus?
No.
Okay.
I tried to avoid
it. It was pretty good. I liked it.
The one where he's fighting Razor Fist, right? Yes, that guy's name is Razor Fist. Yes,
Yes,
I know.
Razor Fist, yes.
I know. No, on the social commentary side of things, there's a YouTuber named Razor Fist. So
Man,
yeah,
I'm gonna
I know.
think
I
that
heard.
during the entire fucking fight.
I know.
Are you guys not a fan of Razor Fist?
Yeah, no, I'm not. At least
Not the YouTube commentator who's totally a chode, but
man.
no, but well, again, I have to kind of see the movie to see how that thing plays out. So
And
all right, thank you for that one. So here's some stuff we can get through some movie stuff here. The big one, this is what Mikey was dropping last night. Apparently, we now have according to Geekosity Mag, Spider-Man No Way Home trailer date.
Oh, Mikey, please be right about this, Mikey. I'll pray to your altar tonight. Please be right about this.
Well, this is what he's saying here. All right, so the date and time has been leaked for No Way Home. On Lords of the Long Box, so Tim Vo, who's a great guy, says here that the trailer will crash the internet Monday, August 23rd at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I'll believe it when I see it.
At this point in time, I will 100% believe it when I see it. However, these guys are my buds. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Fair enough.
I mean, we don't know what's going to be in there.
Well, John Campia said on his Twitter that apparently he believes the trailer drops Monday as well, because that's when Sony has their CinemaCon panel.
Yes. Well, okay. So yeah, because also CinemaCon is going on. And I even like a couple articles came out. What about The Witcher actually came out? I didn't realize, but yeah. So I would say during the Sony CinemaCon panel, that's going to come out. But the thing that I've heard is that they're not going to let anybody film it, and they're not gonna release it. So, I mean, like the thing is, once they air it there, like someone's gonna put that crap.
Wait,
online.
no, I don't want the fucking scuffed ass version. Please don't say they're actually gonna do that.
Well, no, if a scuffed ass version comes out, what's gonna happen with that is there's gonna be enough pressure on them to make them bring the damn thing out. It happened when Suicide Squad trailer from Comic-Con 2015 got leaked out. And then you had also, what was it? The Avengers Age of Ultron trailer got leaked out early too. And it was they actually ultimately
they
had to put it out there.
I can't stand when they do that.
That was when they were doing that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. promotion. They're like, damn it, Hydra, you ruined our big promotion.
Yeah, because that's always a fucking mistake, because then a ton of people's first impression of that trailer is going to be in the worst quality possible. It's not like they're going to get the best possible first impression of your film. I feel like it's really obtuse to not just put it out yourself, if I'm being entirely honest.
Yeah. I'm gonna be pissed though, because this trailer is gonna drop when I go to my first class of the new semester. So damn.
Oh Jesus.
I think it's. Oh yeah, you start next week, don't you?
Yeah, start Monday. Yeah.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be. But Rational Skeptic is saying that the scenes from the trailer already leaked on Reddit.
I was just looking on Reddit. I didn't see anything. I'm now checking 4chan to see if anything's up there. I'm looking on there's a thread here about Tara Strong. That's a nice one. Let's see.
I'll be honest though, even when this trailer comes out, I think it's going to disappoint people, because I guarantee you it's not going to show anything that people want. It's going to be like strictly Doctor Strange, or probably like the first 15 to 20 minutes of the movie. Nothing beyond it.
Yeah, so. I know there's a lot there with Doctor. I am looking on Reddit's MCU leaks.
Well, let's be honest though, RJ. Is any trailer going to satisfy people at this point with how hyped up this movie's being by especially by all the fucking clickbait fucking websites who have been putting out articles about this, literally talking about it all the time, saying that Daredevil's going to be in it and Venom's going to be in it and literally everyone's going to be in it. It seems like some of those, so at least a few of those characters will be in it, but people are literally claiming that everyone in the MCU is going to be in this film.
I'm looking at the images right now showing. I don't know. Look, I don't want to show it, to be honest with you, just because I don't want the video taken down.
Can you put it in the private chat?
Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat so you guys can see it there.
Okay, thank you.
It doesn't look. Something's up with Doctor Strange. All right, the image, unless there's more images.
To me, it's the bottom one. The bottom one doesn't look right. It looks
because the bottom one's meant to be. It's meant to be whatever you want to call it. Doc Ock. That's Doc Ock.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit! It's Dr. Coctopus.
Yeah.
That's meant to be. This doesn't look real to me. There's just something about it that shows
but
off.
yeah, I know it's so weird. I can't like put my finger on it, and I don't want to. The imaging of that's not Benedict Cumberbatch. That like the beard is totally different. The nose,
it's a variant. No, it's a variant. No,
it's a variant.
I don't know. It looks enough like Benedict to me. I don't notice anything
if it's
different.
I do. But the thing is though, the Doc Ock arm on Spider-Man's face, that black and gold suit is something that has been confirmed through toy leaks and everything else. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I think it's I don't know,
how do you feel
man.
about that suit? Because I don't know how I feel about that suit. Honestly, it's not Spider-Man-y in my opinion. The colors are off. It's
Well, apparently it's like a damaged version of the red and black suit. Like it's like the outer layer.
But this
like,
was
when the
also
fabric is torn off.
this was posted 5 days ago, and it hasn't blown up the internet yet. I don't believe that. I don't believe
Yeah,
that
if people thought it was legit, it would have blown up.
Yeah, I don't buy that. Yeah, sorry guys. I know you guys probably want to see all that, but I don't screw it. I don't believe that it's real. So I'm just gonna show it.
oh Jesus.
Yeah, just might as well show it. What's the point?
Yeah, like come at me, bro. Hold on, let me just get that back there. All right, this is what it's showing right here because this isn't real. But if I suddenly get the
that's confirmation that it's real if they strike us down. So
yeah. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you'll ever comprehend.
The Shang-Chi picture leaks looked real. The Moon Knight set photo, or the Moon Knight pictures of the suit, that looked real. This to me does not look real.
It looked real before, like I could see where they were going to add CG elements to the Moon Knight suit. So like I had to like because other than that, it looks terrible. But with CG, it's going to look pretty good. This is in no way. I mean, like, is that Tom Holland right there? Because that doesn't look like Tom Holland.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Tom Holland, yeah.
That doesn't look like Tom Holland at all.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
So there's
This is the arm. The arm looks photoshopped.
Yeah, well, the black, this whole thing, and that looks like it's more Tobey Maguire from the ending of Spider-Man 1, like the suit.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
So this isn't real. Like I'm calling it right now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But this, this would have been blowing up all over Twitter because this technically came out before the Moon Knight leak.
Yeah,
so if people would have been
before.
Yeah, people would have been talking about that. So no, I don't think it's real at all. All right, let's a couple quick super chats to get to. I'm trying to get to them a little faster than I usually do because I lose them and I feel really, really, really bad. But all right, we got Andrew Dunbar here. $5 more, man. Thank you. Says Hollywood is such an ass backwards relationship with money. It is incredible people choose to invest in film projects at all. The idea, though, is that if you invest into a film project, you'll generally tend to get your investment back. Movies don't really ever lose money, despite what people who look at the box office projections will ever really tell you. They have the ancillary market. So you've got like the PVOD market, which generally gets picked up and run around through hotels. Right. And they get licensed out that way. There's licensed out to cable stations. There's Redbox. There's home video sales. I mean, there is a multitude of other avenues for movies to make money. They generally don't tend to lose money. But when a movie strikes it really big, it can do well. It's like, for example, Matt Damon recently came out and said that he was offered like 10% of Avatar or something. He was offered this extremely insanely lucrative deal to do Avatar, and he turned it down because he didn't understand the concept of it. And that like cost him, that cost him like $400 million is what it cost him.
That's crazy. He must be taking himself so hard.
You know what though? I don't think so. I think because it's been so long. At the time, maybe he was, but he's got money.
He's got money.
He's got money, but I mean, I understand if like him getting upset at that shit. So there's that issue entirely. But but the thing is, like, if a movie does well, like for example, let's say the Paranormal Activity, Blair Witch Project. Blair Witch Project had a budget of $27,000. There was more money that was spent. I think there was about 1.3 million that was spent doing the post-production on it, but it was still a really small amount of money overall. Then when it came out, it did $185 million worldwide because it had an excellent viral marketing campaign and a lot of stuff. So the reality of that is just that the movie has done the movie had a massive return on investment. So like, if it hits it big, it hits it big. Paranormal Activity, $15,000 budget. How much money did that make? How much money, Paranormal Activity 2, $5 million budget. They generally have like $5 million budgets. So, and those are smaller budgets and they make a lot of money. So, the thing is though, is just people only look at like the box office, and you get people like Grace Randolph and, Scott Mendelson, whose jobs are to kind of look at the box office. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah. Talking out their ass.
Yeah. Anyway, H. Bartz says $5. Can I look at the leak? I just showed the leak, but thank you very much, man.
Thank you for your $5, H. Bartz.
Thank you for your $5. That's why I showed the leak, because of you, H. Bartz. If I go down, it's because of you. I'm kidding. Simon here with $2 says, RJ loving the cosmic superhero logo.
Thank you. Saggy Melons made it.
Did you commission that? Oh, okay.
No,
cool.
Saggy made it for me. Yeah.
Nice.
I have no
awesome.
clue where she made it, but she made it for me.
You don't know where it came from, but
Nope.
I don't deny that shit then.
It came from Saggy.
What?
Don't deny. It's reverse image search on Google.
Oh, okay.
Shiny here says, remember Bang Bus, Matt? Good times. Did we talk about Bang Bus? Did I
have a funny story about Bang Bus. I play
you got
Apex
caught watching
Legends.
it?
No, I play I play Apex Legends with Saggy Melons and her boyfriend Pat. They have an Apex Legends club that was named the Bang Bus Buddies. I got an email from EA saying, we're giving your account a warning because you're in a group with an inappropriate club name. Take it down. Oh man.
I
blame Saggy for that 100%.
Well, that's okay. And she's not here to defend herself, so I'm entirely okay with that. She's got the link. She knows. Bite Me here says Blair Witch was a horrible movie, motion sickness, wet dream. Look, if you watch it on a TV, it's a lot easier to watch than watching it on the big screen. But yeah, I understand you. Okay, so let us take a look here at the big news of the day. Obviously, we've got Misha Green in talks to write a Black Canary movie script. Now this is the thing with the story.
It's been confirmed by Jurnee Smollett.
By Jurnee Smollett herself, but this is the original story. This wasn't recapped from somebody else. Cinelinx, which is a website I've never heard of.
They broke the Ewan McGregor story months before anyone else did about Obi-Wan.
Okay, yeah, though they broke it, and then the thing is though, but they were being credited in the wrap. They were being talked about on, I think
Collider.
I don't think Variety or Deadline would have linked to them because they don't do that. I mean, seriously, like Deadline has a company policy of not linking to another website.
Yeah, that's why Discussing Film doesn't put the link when they cover their exclusives at a protest.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, that makes sense. Good for them. Anyway, so what we got here is Misha Green to write Black Canary movie script. Just fans of Jurnee Smollett's Black Canary will get the chance to see her back in action, as the project is currently being written by none other than Misha Green. If you don't know who Misha Green is, she did the Lovecraft Country, which is very well done.
Directing Tomb Raider 2 with
right. And she's writing Tomb Raider 2 as well, isn't she? She's writing and directing.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Nice. Wasn't she also just tapped for like a DC project? Another one or something? Or maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
No.
But anyway, so fans have been asking for a Black Canary movie. And apparently
there's been like that big social media push to get it either as a series or a movie. People really wanting it.
Which is surprising. It is surprising because, I mean, Birds of Prey, Birds of Prey did not do as well as it could have. That's just a fact.
Yeah, it has a large Twitter following though, and the actress is very popular coming off the Lovecraft Country.
Coming off of Lovecraft Country, but not her brother, thankfully. And she's a good actress. She's a very good actress. I really want to see what they do with this thing. I didn't feel her character was that great in Birds of Prey, but in Misha Green, I have faith to create a very
Black Canary is like a very iconic DC female superhero. I mean, she has ties to like the Justice League. She has ties to Green Arrow. You know, I saw Lord Slug mention in the chat Savant. You know, there's the hints about Savant being Black Canary. I mean, you can see him pop up in this movie they wanted to. So
that would be good if they get Michael Rooker back, show Michael Rooker getting busted, and then kind of tie into the Suicide Squad. Considering that he kills a canary at the beginning of the movie, that's kind of the whole point. Mm-hmm. Which I didn't realize that at the time until James Gunn pointed that out. And I'm like, oh, now that scene makes a lot more sense. Still maybe a little bit overboard on the slaughter of the birdcage. Whatever. Xcar here says we're getting a race swap Black Canary. Oh, shut up, dude.
It's been that way since 2020. Not
Yeah.
like we're gonna complain like a year ago.
Well, here's the thing with this, right? They also talk, look, let's be fair. HBO Max is understanding where it's going to be best to make money on this stuff. And that is going to be flat out with Batgirl and Blue Beetle doing their movies for HBO Max. We knew that they wanted to do this, but I honestly thought they were going to focus more on television series rather than movies. But it seems that they want to go this route, which is fine too.
Yeah, it's a different approach versus what Marvel does, which I think, it's interesting for sure.
But the question that becomes, are these characters then going to get promoted to the larger cinematic universe?
I'd imagine so. I mean, you'd have to imagine they do a philosophy like that, because otherwise, what's the point of making the movies if they're not going to connect or put them out on a larger scale? I mean,
multiverse.
Yeah, well, I shared that one thing with you, and they were talking about Birds of Prey being one of the most popular theatrical catalog movies on the service. So I guarantee you they were looking at that and saying, okay, this character might work as a spinoff,
Well, yeah, I think because there's been a question now if whether or not Harley Quinn is done, right? If Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is done. And that is an interesting question because we don't know. We have no idea if her character is going to be.
There's nothing announced yet. We have no clue where she's going to show up next.
Yeah, so. we don't know. I mean, they are. I think whatever happens is going to be between her and James Gunn, if I'm being honest with you. So because that was something they were heavily pushing on the way out or with the movie coming out, how well they work together, how well they like each other. He was singing her praises more than like practically everybody else. And obviously, they did some stuff with the character that kept her similar to her 2016 version. They expanded upon her 2016 character as well as the character from Birds of Prey and made her, I think, to an extent more rounded and more interesting. And I think that might be something that they're going to want to carry forward. But here's the thing. Here's the thing I love about this Black Canary movie, not being written by Christina Hodson.
Nope, it's Misha Green.
Yeah,
it's someone else.
It's a much better writer. It's a much, much, much higher caliber writer. And even the Batgirl movie is being written by Christina Hodson. So that's kind of sad, but.
Yeah, well, Misha Green, when she confirmed that she's working on Twitter, she tweeted like some emojis, and it was potentially hinting at like Green Arrow and Bronze Tiger. I'm like, yes, bring on those characters if they're going to be in this movie.
Well, so James Hopkins here asks an interesting question, saying, so instead of getting these black actors to portray actual black characters, it's best to swap and tokenize. Well, I mean, look, swapping is one thing, all right, but what exactly do you qualify as tokenization? If they're swapping the character, well, if you take a traditionally like white character, make that character black, and then have that character go out there and start saying Black Lives Matter, then I can understand your argument for the tokenization. But if it's just swapping the character for this iteration of the character, and there's nothing else about that, then is it considered tokenization? Probably not.
Yeah, I can understand why there's a frustration, though, because DC does have a great, robust catalog of black characters that they're not using. Jon Stewart, Vixen, just name a couple, right? There's a lot of characters that deserve a movie or some sort of adaptation. Val Zod, we know, is getting a series finally, but, they're going around a Black Superman, which I think definitely comes across as tokenization to me, at least. It doesn't come...
Yeah.
It seems like it's a genuine
the Ta-Nehisi Coates J.J. Abrams project, which I don't see that as actually coming out, by the way.
I think it's going to get canceled.
I think it's going to get canceled too. I think the Michael B. Jordan one is going to do well. I think
that's an actual black character. Like it's something it's not turning Clark Kent black.
Yeah, no one's asking for that. And I think there will be a pretty decent sized backlash if that actually goes forward. But real quick here, Todd Fayer with another $10, man. Thank you. Says, Matt, some people say that Restore the Snyderverse is for Zack Snyder. Release the Snyder Cut was for Zack Snyder and his family, but Restore the Snyderverse is for fans who want more movies, not for Zack.
I couldn't agree more. Zack Snyder's better off away from DC, in my opinion.
I agree. Why go back to an abusive relationship?
Yep. Exactly.
I think you're right on that one. The problem, though, Todd, is this is, I'm not trying to go down that pathway again. Lord knows I have been very vocal about my take on where the Snyder Cut fandom is. However, the fans, a lot of the people, they cannot separate the two at this point. They cannot separate the two at all. They are very much in it together because that is how they've established their online identity. The Snyderverse is Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is the Snyderverse. Without his involvement, what's the fucking point? Even though Aquaman 2 still set in the Snyderverse, Shazam 2 set in the Snyderverse, Black Adam set in the Snyderverse, Blue Beetle, Batgirl. Now we've got Black Canary set in the Snyderverse. Obviously, there are elements of the Snyderverse that are still in play. And even though Snyder himself is not involved in these productions, that is still that's still moving forward. Well, the whole thing with Restore the Snyderverse, it should be really give us Justice League 2 and 3. That's what people want. Or a Batfleck movie or a Deathstroke movie. Because, you
anything, even a Jared Leto movie, something.
Yeah. And so, but it's like, they're not going to look, they're probably not going to do a Jared Leto Joker movie. I'm sorry. I don't think it's going to happen.
I still think a series could work. Throw in Harley Quinn, like go back to the Joker versus.
They're not
Harley
going to, the thing
They're
is
not
though,
gonna put Margot
they're not going to put Margot Robbie
Leto.
back in that. Yeah. She doesn't want to do it.
I know.
She's like, and the thing is because she is effectively taking control of the character through her production company, and she's going to be able to have a say in regards to what happens next with the character. And her reaction when asked about the Ayer cut, the stuff that, she doesn't want to go backwards to that trauma, because that is trauma. Their relationship is traumatic. Their relationship is tumultuous. It's violent and it's disgusting. It is very abusive. It's one thing
trying to move away from that.
Yeah, it's one thing to see it on the cartoons and the comic books from way back in the day. It's another to go and watch the Harley Quinn animated show, which everyone loves. And that whole show is about her getting away from the Joker and becoming her own person and then playing Scissor Me Timbers with Ivy.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic,
awesome.
by the way.
Yeah.
Sure, that's great. And Kelly Cuoco and Lake Bell are a very good match when it comes to those characters. That's what people are looking to see now. They want to use, if anything, you could argue that there's been the tokenization from a feminist perspective on Harley Quinn, that they've adapted her character away from kind of like the over hypersexualized sidekick role that people know her as she kind of was in 2016 Suicide Squad. And now they want to, because of how popular she is, how much merchandise she moves, and how much of an icon she has been turned into, that they want to move away from that and treat her as being more of a hero.
Yeah, which I think if the writing's good, it's executed very well in certain things. Other stuff, it doesn't come across as well. It depends on what writer uses her in, right? But I mean, like I said, the Harley Quinn show is so good. Like I have no issue. That's the direction they want to take it.
Yeah, same here. I love the Harley Quinn show. It's like one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite animated shows. Real quick here, Brandon Calibitter. Sorry, buddy. Says, I hope that Black Canary gets a better costume, though. Yeah, I hope
not going to happen.
She didn't even have a costume in Birds of Prey. She just wore street clothes.
We're never going to get her in a comic accurate costume if that's what people are hoping for. Like that's not.
What exactly is?
Look it up and you'll instantly understand why we're never going to get a comic accurate one.
They're going to do it. I guarantee.
No, they're not. They're not going to do that.
They'll just change the fish nets to just.
Okay, so why even fucking do it?
Well, no. Well, whoa.
No, come on.
Hold on. I'm looking at this DC Comics. You see, hold on. I'll bring this one up here.
Yeah, bring it up.
Let me just hold on.
Let the people see.
Yeah, let the people see. Let them see. All right.
We're not gonna get this shit, RJ. We're not gonna get this. We're not gonna get to see it.
I mean, I would get this.
Look at that.
And that's $1,200, by the way. This is $1,200. This statue.
Damn.
Yeah. Now I did see when I was looking up, because I know Laurel. Well, I know in Arrow, Laurel Vance did not dress like that. They did that, but hold on. Let's see.
I don't know shit about the.
Well, I have an idea though. I have an idea what they could do. I have my screen pulled up too. They could just do the look from the animated shows. It's not fishnets, but it's more like leggings, kind of.
Yeah, they could. They
that's fine. I'd be fine with that.
That's fine. That's totally fine. But on the alternate side of that one too, I did find this image on the internet earlier today, and this could be this is a fan made thing, and this could be something that they kind of riffing off of the Beyonce outfit from the Super Bowl.
I like that one. I like that
And
concept art.
and I think that costume would be absolutely fine because she looks like, you know, she looks
Yeah,
good.
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, you know. I just want to say for the record, Beyonce is completely overrated. Just saying. I just want to put that out there. I'm not a Beyonce fan.
The stands are going to be after you now. Good job.
Oh, I frequently tweet that on Twitter trying to get them to come after me, but they never take the bait, which is it's good.
By the way,
on their part.
Anna, I know you had to leave for a second, but I mean, what do you think about a Black Canary movie? I know you're a little like feeling down on in the group chat. I mean,
okay. So I didn't like nearly anything in Birds of Prey, but I don't know. I'm willing to give like the actress another shot at the character. We'll see how she does with maybe hopefully some better direction. You know, we'll see.
That's understandable.
Some better writing, some better direction. You know,
we'll have to wait and see. I think Misha Green. I think you'll be happy with Misha Green, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well.
And then also here, H Barts with $2 says Wayne T. Carmat. Yeah.
To say it. Okay.
To say it. I don't know. Mr. Roboter asking, did you see Hassan Piker's house? I heard about it. We can cover that later on after we get through the movie stuff. That to me is really funny. All right. So Simon here, $5, man. Thank you. Says, love to see an Icon TV show. He basically is Black Superman with a similar backstory. He's not a reporter. He's a lawyer and a Republican. Too risky. I don't know the character of Icon.
I don't know much about him either, to be honest.
Is it DC or like who's the publisher?
It's probably DC.
Okay, comic. Let me take a look here. Icon is oh no, that's an imprint. Oh no, it is by DC Comics. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. I'll bring this up real quick. And so this is the character giving us a kind of like a Jesus, that bulge. I just didn't realize that bulge is insane. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. He needs a permit for that kind of concealed weaponry.
Jesus.
That thing is massive.
I go for 2 more seconds to get a drink and this is what I come back to.
I'm just saying, like, that dude, you know what? Like, that's a secret weapon right there. He's just like, he's all like, whack.
This guy truly is an icon.
Yeah. Real John Holmes looking motherfucker. But you know what though? Here's the thing. A lawyer is one thing because, you know, Matt Murdock is a lawyer. So that's, you know, but a Republican, I don't know, man. I think that might be a little bit on the too risky side, to be fair. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? You think they would ever do a Republican, oops, let me get this back up there. Character? Oh, son of a bitch.
Never say never. I mean,
never say never. Yeah.
Yeah, never say never.
Ben Shapiro will buy the rights and make it.
There we go.
Yeah, he'll be played by Gina Carano.
Yeah, so all right. So Icon is portrayed as a very intelligent, somewhat stiff kind of person. Looking at, come on, looking at his.
Are you kidding me?
There we go.
Somewhat stiff.
Due to his upper class job as a corporate lawyer, he's often criticized as being a sellout due to his conservative views. Icon usually prefers to do everything by the book instead of acting on instinct. During the majority of his series, he mostly fought plain street criminals and those who gained powers from Dakota's Big Bang.
Well, here's the thing. They could adapt this character and not necessarily make a highlight on that. Because you know who's another fucking character, a lot more well-known of a hero who's like been portrayed as conservative several times in comics? Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern. There's actually been several comics where he would butt heads with Green Arrow because he was more conservative, and Green Arrow is traditionally, like in comics, portrayed as like a liberal.
Okay.
So yeah, Hal Jordan is actually kind of conservative, and it's implied that he like votes Republican and shit like that.
Well, there we go. I mean, look, I think, and honestly, that could make for some.
You know what I want? I want a DC movie where you have like the conservative heroes of DC having a debate about the events of January 6th.
Oh my God, no.
Oh, listen. I don't want to give the Phantom Menace any fuel for the fire, so. Shh.
But yeah, no. Hal Jordan's a conservative hero.
RJ, shut your mouth, RJ.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
I had to.
Don't do it, RJ. Don't do it.
I'm just saying that they sit down in a circle and have like a grief counseling moment about it. Their experience on January 6th.
No. You can't do that. You gotta, yeah. Like, if we don't want there to be, politics and comics, let's not add well, it's always there anyway. Okay. And so H Bart's here says, if Aaliyah was alive, Beyonce would be a nothing. Ooh, that is oh man, that's a hot take. But I don't necessarily disagree. Aaliyah was pretty badass back in the day. So
True,
I know
true.
she died in a plane crash, like in the early 2000s. So, all right, Todd Fayer here. Funny you mentioned that because I was actually just quickly checking my YouTube. I saw that Jody's live right now. But he says, Matt, I know Jody's Corner has said some out there stuff, but do you think Jody was right about the Snyder cult, or at least some of the fandom being in the cult? I do not want to validate a single solitary thing that bearded oaf has ever uttered out of his complete gaping maw.
Oaf.
Well, that's a nice way of saying it, for a guy who rides a short bus.
Yeah, the big bearded bastard.
The big bearded bastard.
I think calling him even a bastard sounds kind of cool, right? You big bearded bastard. He's not even, no, he's dumb. He's just dumb, But anyway, I don't want to think, because the way that him and Andy defined the cult was very disingenuous.
And
because to them, it was to them, anyone who is in fact against them is what it is.
Anyone who was very vocal about their love for the Snyder Cut and wanting to see it happen.
Yeah.
Like you could be a fan, just don't be outward about it on social media.
It's like, just don't be a dick. Right. But there are people who do exhibit cult-like tendencies that are part of the Snyder fandom.
That's in every fandom, though.
That's every fandom's like that. I mean, like, I'm pretty certain there are some people out there that have wanked it to Zach or something. That's like, oh, look at the Adonis, right? Or whatever. Like, there are people out there are so obsessed, and we know their Twitter accounts because we see them all the time. If anything is mentioned about, they'll find any way to turn any conversation back into Zack Snyder. We know all this. What Andy and Jody were doing was not those people. They were generalizing a lot of people who were just critical to them, disagreed with them, versus actually talking about the people that are obsessed. And so I don't think that they're accurate on that front, but I do think that there are people that, here it is, multiple months since the release, 5 months since the release of the movie, that still spend all day, every day talking about it. And they do it out of pure obsession. And I think those people are what you would call an actual cult, because they base everything around like what Zach says, what Zach does, what he thinks. And they fight anyone out there. Like there's even a conspiracy theory that Fiona, who created the whole movement, isn't even real. There's a whole conspiracy around that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's some speculation that she's not even a real person. She was a cover up for someone else.
Never
basically.
mind. Fandom last year, she talked to Zach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
It's like there's a lot there. Stuff. There's so many conspiracy theories. Like, I have been called like a Marvel plant, that I came in and that I just talked up the Snyder Cut, and then I just shot it down. I just wanted to watch it burn in order to prop up Marvel. And I'm like, no, I've been very open about my feelings about everything. And I've backed it up with as much fact-based information as I can. But people out there, they don't want to believe that. They want to keep kind of doing their own thing. It's all a mess. But no, I don't think Jody was right, because his commentary was disingenuous. Andy's commentary was disingenuous, and it overlooked an actual problem in favor of trying to just generalize people. So thank you for that, Todd. Command you didn't hear with $5 says daily dose of 40K Battlefleet Gothic Armada. RJ, can you find that and put that in the private chat?
Yes, I'm looking it up right now.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for that, Commander. We'll get to that here as we get through everything. Let's see. Carlos here says, don't lie, Jarbo. We all know you love your precious little MCU. You know what, man? I love it. All right. Like, I do love the MCU. But a lot of people are also fucking insane. Hold on. I should watch Hannah Reloaded's video on heel versus babyface Captain Carter as a man video.
I just looked it up. It's like 53 minutes long. I'm going to give that a watch and see.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Hannah is going to go through it. I don't really like, I have honestly thought about about diving into some of these videos, kind of like 2 Cents on Nonsense, or what Max is doing with the Friday Night Whites. I don't want to make this channel, I don't want to make the show a drama thing. I really don't, but there are a lot of really bad takes. I pissed off the people at Bounding into Comics today.
Oh, what was their stupid tweet? It was about Simu Liu,
So
right?
it was Simu Liu, so the guy, I think it was John F. Trent, I think it was, had posted on Bounding into Comics that Simu Liu is talking about finally having Asian representation. So the problem is, though, is he never actually says finally. And I made the comment about that like I said, this is poor journalism because he doesn't actually say it. It's an editorial. And he's like, well, no, that's why it wasn't in quotes. That's what his comeback was. That's why it wasn't in quotes.
Yeah, that's
like,
a very weak defense.
And I'm all like, you don't have that high of a bar to hit to do this right. And even then, like, it's a swing and a miss.
They don't care because it's going to get retweeted and people are going to give it
Exactly.
clicks because it's like, oh, look at this Marvel star being woke. And because you know what all the comments were? There was Asian representation. Look at Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee.
Oh, I know. And it's like, but again, that whole idea, all it does is just take away from really what people were saying. And so it's very ridiculous. It's very stupid, you guys. But all right, let us jump over because I definitely we got to get through some more stuff here. So James Bond, this has been a big topic of today because we're waiting for No Time to Die to come out, which does, by the way, now have an American premiere date. They're going to have the actual world premiere here in the States.
Yeah,
it has been delayed in Australia though.
I feel so sorry for the Aussies.
Oh, I know.
No Ana de Armas at
poor.
No Ana de Armas at the premiere though, so that's gonna be sad.
I mean, if you're really, you can just Google. I'm not saying what you have to Google, but I mean, if you're really missing her, there are ways.
No, that's not what I meant. I'm just,
Oh
I get it.
God.
What? Come on. Come on. We're adults here. People never want to have that. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so not an adult. I'm very immature. But the reality of it is, there's attractive women are in Hollywood. It's a thing. You don't have to over sexualize them or whatever, but there's a subreddit called Watch It for the Plot. And it's nothing but nude scenes. It's like Mr. Skin type stuff. Maybe I could get Mr. Skin on here. That'd be an interesting conversation. Anyway, so Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli were asked if the James Bond TV series would be a no-go for them. You got it, Broccoli said. We make films for the cinema. That's what we do. And they've added that they've resisted that call for 60 years. But it's important to note that Broccoli and Wilson still have creative control over all decisions regarding the secret agent, even with Amazon's acquisition. Despite their assurance that a James Bond TV series isn't in the cards, I probably, in this being the writer, wouldn't bet against it happening at some point in the future. If done right, would you be down for a James Bond TV series? I don't think it's going to be a James Bond TV series, but I could see them. They'll do MI6
or the Q series
or the Q series. Well, maybe not Q. Maybe not right now.
Oh my God!
They'll call it something else.
Okay.
What? I'm just saying they'll call it something else.
Yeah, and I know you're right. It's just funny thinking about
it's
that.
It's finally the who is Q. Now we know it's a stuffy British engineer who makes gadgets for the world's leading spy. But no, I think, look, the thing with Bond is Bond works cinematically, but again, it's like, look, the books are there. All right. Like you could adapt Ian Fleming's books. The Casino Royale novel was pretty well adapted for the movie. There's a couple things added, a couple things removed, but it was a small enough book. I think it was like a 4-hour audiobook.
Yeah, it's a solid adaptation.
It's very small. It's a very small book, but it was a good adaptation. And I get it. They want to make these things for film. But look, where are we at right now with this? Well, we're at the point where they're saying the movie needs $900 million. $900 million in order to even get, to be profitable. And
no way that's happening. No way.
Yeah. The last sane one here says the books are really not good in modern culture. They're not that bad though, dude. Like they're not that bad. They're really not as bad.
It's not like it's like some like horrendous book, like some offensive stuff in it. It's like so despicable.
There are some I would say that there are some older,
Yeah,
you know,
older
some
attitudes reflected.
yeah. Some things, you'd have to update for today, but they could still make it happen. They could still absolutely make it happen, and I don't think it would be that hard for them to do. But at the same time, giving us like a Felix Leiter show would be great. Giving us, a Moneypenny show would be interesting, because how Naomi Harris for the for Skyfall Inspector, she was more of a field agent.
Right.
So giving us more of that, giving us an actual like 006 or 001 or 002, whatever. Give us an M show, something where it's like it does establish everything outside of Bond itself, but you could use it to build up the ancillary world and build out the world by you could even have a Spectre TV show where they're trying to stop Spectre,
or
and
a
like
Blofeld TV show.
Yeah, something along those lines. And if they made it work for Pennyworth, for crying out loud, they Epix has a TV series called Pennyworth. They're on their 3rd season. It's about Alfred when he was a younger British intelligence officer.
I forgot that show even existed.
Yeah, and apparently it has a decent enough fan base that's on its 3rd season. So and I haven't even seen. I don't have Epix, so I haven't even seen it. But
Does anyone have Epix, to be fair?
Epix is owned by MGN, actually. So now Amazon will own Epix.
Oh. Well,
so that will all be folded into Amazon Instant, which then I will watch Pennyworth when it's on there, because it's already part of my subscription. That's kind of the whole point, is like you've got this you've got a lot of it. I would assume that they're gonna find a way to make this work. Okay, so let's get into this one. Irrational Skeptic here with $2. Thank you. Says, so Margot is the reason Jared can't come back. My belief is that, yes,
actually, yeah, I think you missed a couple super chats, by the way.
Did I?
Yeah, like 2 of them. One from H. Barts and one from Andrew.
Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. All right.
Super chats is a good problem to have.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, too many. Guys, no, you're killing me. But no, thank you guys very much for the support. I really appreciate it. All right, but just to answer this one, yes, I believe that Margot Robbie is the reason why Jared Leto can't come back.
Yeah, probably.
But it's not Jared Leto. I think it's the characterization. I think it's that characterization of the Joker. Never mind the fact that it still blew up, with his character with the Snyder Cut. That blew up. It was a lot of mockery at first when the whole line of, we live in a society. I thought, oh, okay. But
it wasn't in the damn movie, though. I was pissed.
I know. I was a little bit pissed about that, too. I'm like, oh, you're going to meme it. That's awesome. Because, like, have you ever seen the epic rap battles of history with the Joker versus Pennywise?
I'm going to stop you right there.
What?
I hate epic rap battles of history.
Dude, not all of them are bad, man. Thanos versus the guy who created the atom bomb is fucking lit. It's lit. It's awesome. You're missing out.
It's lit.
I'm not gonna lie. It's so good.
I'm too old to say that, Matt.
I don't care.
I'm too old to say that.
I don't care. I think it's good, and you need to shut your whore mouth. So there we go.
Oh God.
Anyway, is that a
One
cat?
second. Yeah, I gotta attend to my cat. 1 second.
I thought it was
like a baby,
like a squeaky office chair or something. But take care of the fur baby. All right, Andrew Dunbar here, $5. Thank you. Says, oh, like Bruce Wayne isn't a Republican. He needs a low tax rate to enable him to fund his vigilantism.
Wah, wah.
I don't know. I don't know if I would say I don't know. I think he's I don't think if I'd say he's progressive,
well,
but
Bruce
I don't
Wayne's
think he's
definitely a humanitarian. In the comics, he's used Wayne Enterprises to like fund mental health organizations and ways to help the homeless, right?
True.
He's become very more charitable to address why he doesn't use his wealth to fix Gotham.
He does to an extent use his wealth, but he also could do more. Like he doesn't just sit there and just react to the news from his home in West Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, it's funny though. Recently in the comics, there's a storyline where basically he lost all of his money. He lost Wayne Enterprises. He lost everything. So it's Batman with like no money, no resources.
Oh,
wow.
It's
Become
actually
a
kind
white
of
knight
of an idea.
Oh yeah, the White Knight one. Because
not White Knight. It's the recent comics, the mainline.
Oh, okay.
That's a cool idea, actually. Though, yeah, I like that.
All right. We have a late addition to the show tonight, everybody. Welcome, Mad Max.
Hey, sorry I'm late. I wanted to come in earlier, but I had a hot stream.
What
He
the
did.
hell?
He
Friday Night Lights.
I was reserving commenting
Yes.
quite often when
I
Echo
know,
Base
I know,
was
I
on
know,
there.
I know.
I'll just say this. I don't think Nick is a bad guy,
No.
but when he's like, I like Jeremy and Gary and Doomcock, I like all those guys. I agree
I
with
think
them.
he does.
He does. And I'm just like, they have really shitty opinions and they have really shitty takes and they're objectively terrible human beings. So you telling me you like them and that you hang out with them and that you associate with them doesn't bode well for my opinion of you. As I would just ask him, like,
honestly, that it didn't start out like I wanted to because I was trying to meme on them, and then I had a panel of mostly whites at the beginning of the show. It didn't look good, but then we had some interesting topics. The thing that derailed it was just to give you a glimpse. I won't take up more of your time. I don't want to derail your show. Was the funniest part of the show was Jeremy complaining about OnlyFans people being lazy. When he's projection and he only talks about identity politics in every single topic. That was I just lost it on that. I'm like, are you serious?
I did see that part of your stream when like you played that clip. I thought that was really funny because he's trying to say, like, and that's what I pointed out in the chat. Brandy Love, who is a porn star, she is a conservative. She does have an OnlyFans, and she also was recently booted from, I think, a Turning Point USA conservative convention because they found out she was a porn star, and that wasn't trad enough for them. So even though she had bought her ticket, she was a supporter of the movement, which is Turning Point USA is like racist as fuck, and I'm pretty sure Anna will agree.
Yes.
And then her going there, it's like that really kind of turned me off to Brandy Love. I mean, you know, but then again, you got to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very true.
So, what have you guys been talking about? Movie? Did you cover Black Canary? And
Yep, covered Black Canary. We've had a wide discussion tonight. It's been awesome. The discussion tonight's been fantastic.
Oh, it's probably because I wasn't here.
No. The chat has been very very supportive tonight with a lot of great commentary. A lot of the conversation has ebbed and flowed, like quite a bit. We talked about Icon, the DC hero that's a black lawyer conservative, about doing that. We talked about, like, you know, Black Canary, and we just got done talking about James Bond and everything. Real quick here, I want to get to this one though before I forget. H Parts with $5, man, thank you. Says if we do the Hong Kong thing next week, we should get Max on so I can give him some recommendations. Well, he's here right now, and we'll try.
He's an awesome collection. I've been messaging H Parts on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
his collection's legit.
So we'll have to definitely check that out. And here's the thing. I wasn't supposed to go out delivery driving tonight. It just kind of happened that way. And then Mikey Sutton hit me up and was like, hey, you know, why don't I come on? He hit me up yesterday. He's like, hey, why don't I come on tomorrow and we'll talk about Heir to the Empire and Star Wars rumors. And I'm like, cool. And then literally I pull in the driveway like 9:45. And he had just DM'd me, and he's like, "Oh, I had a family emergency. I can't make it."
Right.
And no, it's all good. It's all gravy. You know what? There's more to talk about as always. So that's fantastic. But thank you very much for that, H Barts. We will definitely do that for next week. I just want to play catch up on the rest of the super chats here because we have a few more to get to. Command Unit here with another 15 shekels. Thank you. Says, I'm in a simp for Bubbleverse, Major Grom, because I read a few of their comics recently, and I really want them to make a cinematic universe. How many, they call it the Bubbleverse, is that's what they called it for the Major Grom? So since I'm taking tomorrow off, I'm actually going to watch Major Grom. I'll be able to get to it tomorrow. So
in Titans?
One thing at a time, Max. All right.
There's only 4 episodes. You're going to get behind.
I haven't even watched the first 2 seasons of Titans yet. So unless there's like a recap,
I'll find your recap vid online.
I don't want to. I would rather sit down and actually watch the whole thing. They're only like 10 episodes each, right? They're short.
Season 1 is 11 episodes. Season 2 is 13.
Okay. You know, and then it's it is what it is. It's like really if I do like
they're like 40
one or
an episode.
It's the best DC out right now.
It's the only DC out. Well, no, Stargirl's out right now, but I don't know. I don't watch a lot of that. Interesting point here from Jess here. Says, I blame Rian Johnson for the fandom menace. If The Last Jedi wasn't so divisive, they would not have had that much wood for the fire they produced.
Yep, 100%.
That is true. I also blame.
They would have came in for Captain Marvel too, though.
Well, the thing is, but they wouldn't have had the backing.
Yeah, they would have had the fuel for the fire.
Yeah, the fuel for the fire. Like if we want to, I'm going to make a very political hot take. All right.
Really?
A very political hot take.
Oh no.
I'm just saying this. So a lot of these people, they kind of support the concept of the American Taliban. All right. And the American Taliban are like, you know who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And they very much kind of back that up. The pro-Trumpers, all those people that are just like, look at like how they respond to the vaccine and progressive ideology. It's like, it gets crazy. But these are the kind of people that are looking for things to justify how they feel. And they don't understand why they feel the way they feel. So they're looking for anger. Our anger with The Last Jedi is legitimate because that movie has a lot of problems. The biggest issue with it though, was that instead of coming out and acknowledging that there was a fault, Johnson kind of doubled down, Disney kind of doubled down. And there was a lot of people that like, look, here's the thing. Nobody was expecting that anger. That's the other part of it too. No one was expecting that anger and that rage to bubble over in the way that it did. So, and that was like, it caught everybody by surprise. And then it's when it comes to online outrage, being outraged over something is so much easier than being happy over something.
I agree.
Yeah.
So you had all these people attacking Star Wars, all these other people that were upset that Star Wars had done what it did. They came to that. I mean, look, dude, I had a lot of people come to this channel as a result of my coverage of The Last Jedi. I made a lot of money off my coverage of The Last Jedi. But then I started realizing that it wasn't just, it started moving away. Gamergate did the same thing. When we were in Gamergate, a lot of us were going after the journalists for being, for their unethical practices, for their collusion and for their cronyism and nepotism.
Oh, journalism's gotten worse too.
It's totally gotten worse. But that's what a lot of us were going after. And then came the culture war. And then the people like from 4chan who were too extreme for 4chan, apparently for Gamergate, moved over to 8chan. If you've seen that QAnon documentary, which I know you have, you know what kind of crap goes on over there at 8chan. And those are the people who became like really crazy and radicalized over the culture war. And from there, that also then jumped over into other spaces. And it was a reason why that has a lot to do when you started getting that pro-feminist progressive movement from like Anita, who got zero criticism from anyone in journalism, zero criticism, and complete lionization, put on a pedestal. Her shit could never stink, all of this stuff. And when that started happening, the culture war began. And then it moved from gaming to comics to movies, and now it's moving into Dungeons and Dragons. It's moving into Lord of the Rings. It's moving into high fantasy. It's moving into all of these other avenues because this is literally a fucking virus. It's a virus of the mind. And what does a virus need? A virus needs a new host. And so they just keep moving and moving and moving, and both sides go and both sides fight. And it's like Alien versus Predator. You know what? It's their war. We still lose. So that's my rant on that one, by the way. So, all right. Anyway, yeah, sorry. That's all over the place. I know tonight. It's this,
you never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get. We get a lot of stuff here. All right. So, okay. All right. Andrew here, says, okay, well, first off, he says here, when can I come on and debate you? When do you want to come on to debate me? What do you want to come on and debate me about?
Debate you.
I mean, I like a good conversation. I like I like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I definitely want to, I like debating. Command unit here with 6 shekels says cat tax. Thank you very much for that, man. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay. And then Simon here says, do you remember when James Bond TV show James Bond Jr. and it was a cartoon? I actually don't.
I didn't know that was a thing.
But it doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me at all.
All right. I remember.
I heard about that. Yeah.
I didn't watch it much, but every once in a while.
Yeah, it looks. It sounds kind of familiar. Again, it'd have to be like so all over the place there. But all right. Andrew here, thank you, man. It says Wayne Corp is a weapons manufacturer. They make fighter jets, naval construction, and is a major petroleum producer. Bruce Wayne is a Republican.
Hmm.
I mean, that would
maybe.
I mean,
canon for all that. Would you say the same thing about Iron Man?
yeah, until he almost died.
Yeah, but
And,
then he had the life-changing experience. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, yeah, Batman could probably use his money to like do better for Gotham, but at the same time, like, Batman is fighting the symptoms.
He doesn't
You
take
know?
a pay cut or anything. He's still getting all his money, but he's fighting crime.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question then becomes: has Batman like ever truly done anything significant for Gotham?
Well, he may actually do that as part of his disguise, though. Like, be a successful businessman too. It goes into his disguise of not like being a super.
Well, isn't the whole thing about like Batman is really who he is, and Bruce Wayne is a disguise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's a lot that's into there. So, what is the psychology of Bruce Wayne?
He also, remember in the Dark Batman Begins, he was pretended to be a womanizer in public.
Yeah. So I mean, it's entirely possible that Batman is not a Republican, but Bruce Wayne is. And then I guess right there would all depend on your view of who has the most control, right? Who has the greater shares of that particular person. And that's a fascinating debate in and of itself. You never really know. So we can do all that. Hold on. On a break on Boulder Talk Radio till Matt gets to a point where he keeps up with all things. And surgery. I'm actually not going to have surgery. I found out I don't have a hernia. So that was just a misdiagnosis, which is good. I don't want to fucking surgery. All right. Benson here at 5 pounds says Afghanistan fell to the Taliban faster than Sleepy Joe falls down a flight of stairs.
Oh my god.
There are scary times, and Biden isn't fit to be president.
Well, Biden had a bad moment, but I think we can't be partisan and give. It's all really both sides, Republican and Democrats' fault, I believe. That it got to this point. It was never going to be good. It was never going to be good to exit, but it was a horrible exit.
All I will say is this, because I don't want to go off on that tangent.
Right.
It's
everyone's fault.
No.
Okay.
No, it is not everyone's fault. You could look at it as a pie chart, and you can assign blame based upon a percentage. Fine. Mike Pompeo, under President Trump, negotiated the release of the head of the Taliban from Pakistan.
Yeah.
5,000 Taliban soldiers, many of which are actually now out fighting, taking over Kabul and other parts of Afghanistan, and was praising the exit strategy that they had put into place up until Biden actually couldn't reach it on May 1st, finally got around to doing it. And then now they're all trying to retcon history by trying to make out the claim that it wasn't a Trump negotiation. This is from the previous administration, and Biden should 100% throw Trump under the fucking semi over this. But he's not. Just like Obama did not go after George W. Bush for that shit. All right. Like, they are playing the high card and taking the brunt of the blame, which is not accurate in the least. Were there problems? Yes. But it is not like that. And to say both sides is to say equal share of the blame, which is in no way remotely true and in no way accurate, and a massive disservice. You can like Biden, not like Biden. I don't really care. But do not under any circumstance think for 1 second that this is not a fucking tremendous fail from the Republican side of things last year under a different administration. This is something Biden wanted to get out of. It was going to be messy. He made some gaffes. He said some dumb shit. But he had to make that hard choice. And that was the right choice to make. Even under Trump, leaving Afghanistan was the right choice to make. If the Afghani people don't want to fight for themselves, which is precisely what happened here, I'm more than happy to not sacrifice any more of our tax dollars or human lives to that country. I am. And I'm a progressive. But I'm telling you guys flat out, they put down their guns and they ran the other way. $2.3 trillion. We trained them for 20 years. And at the first sign of shit going down, they dropped their guns and they ran the other way, and the Taliban steamrolled their way through. They don't want to fight for themselves. Why the fuck should we fight for them?
It is a big problem still, though. It's not going away.
That's what it boils down. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't want to get on that shit. It's
Sorry,
like
sorry.
I've been seeing it all week and I haven't said much about it all week, and it's like very frustrating. But that's my personal opinion. We can agree or disagree on certain things. But we did get a $5 super chat here from the Popcast guys. Oh, I love these guys.
I don't
These
know
guys-
them yet.
The Popcast guys, Brian and Shane, man, they make some of the best content on fucking YouTube, hands down.
I haven't
They
even. I'll
excellent
have to
theory
check them out.
videos. Excellent theory videos, big into Star Trek. They're not big into Star Trek Discovery, and that's okay. But they're huge Stargate guys.
Oh, I love Stargate.
And they've put out some. I've met these guys. We've hung out at Comic-Con. We've gotten dinner. Two of my favorite YouTubers, hands down. I cannot recommend their content enough. They have a theory video about the Rise of Skywalker that if that would have actually been what happened, I guarantee you everyone would have fucking loved it.
Well, here I'll link their channel.
theory?
Yeah. Their theory was that Rey was a clone of Palpatine, but the whole thing that wasn't like the whole like granddaughter shit, but it was all going back into Dark Empire, where in Jakku there was a cloning chamber where Rey was basically a clone that was, if I recall correctly, it's been a while, but she was basically cloned off of the Emperor that was there at the end of the war. And so she was rescued out of there and then grew up on Jakku as a clone of the Emperor. Again, it's been a while. I remember there's a lot more to it than that, but like it was a solid theory, and I legitimately loved it. And so I these guys are fantastic. They got me the logo, the video intro for $3 Theater, where it's like I say in a that was from them. They also did the Boulder shirt, which I don't have saved here right now, but they're the ones who have the muscly Santa Claus looking motherfucker, right? That guy, that shirt for the Boulder Uniboulder, that's all them.
Oh
anyway,
my God.
I'm singing their praises because I love those guys and I don't talk to them enough. But they say here, I'm just mad that the Last Jedi pretty much broke the entire franchise. FTL, I know, Faster Than Light, Suicide Bombers, sheesh. Well, here's the thing with that, though. If they would have done it where it was, if it was Akbar who did it and not Holdo, we wouldn't look at it the same way. If
He wouldn't be
Holdo,
as mad, probably.
no one would be as mad because it would seem like a right ending for Akbar. You know, like, it's a trap. Get everyone to the escape pods. I will take care of this. You know, like Admiral Akbar. No, it's okay. You know, I've had enough of these bastards. He could say whatever the fuck he wanted to say. No one's going to care. Akbar's going to go out in a blaze of glory. You know, and so they killed him like a bitch. And then they brought back freaking the whole Carrie Poppins shit. My God. Anyway, the suicide bombing run from going into Lightspeed, I thought that was cool, but it should have been Akbar. There was so much in that script that people should have been like, maybe, just maybe, it's a bad idea. All right, let's see here. We got Gaeliot Productions saying here, always glad to see the whole gang here tonight. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate that one. Okay. I'm just trying to catch up on
The
things.
usual suspects at it again.
I'm just trying to catch up on the super chats here. All right. Gaeliot here, $2 says, love Max's stream. Hope you're doing well, Matt. Thank you very much. I'm doing fine. Thank
you, Gaeliot Productions.
Rational here for $2 says, Matt, why do critics love The Last Jedi? I think they love The Last Jedi because we hate The Last Jedi, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
I think it became more of a tribal thing versus anything else. I think I
think they did it because they liked Ryan Johnson.
Yeah,
not because-
he's also tight with all of them too. He has been for years.
Yeah. I remember I was all hyped for the movie. I bought Looper on Steelbook. I think I watched him on an interview with the Slash Filmcast where he's like, I really want to do, something interesting with Star Wars. I'm like, I was all for it. I watched that before The Last Jedi hit, and I was all positive towards it.
Yeah, there's I was very hyped for The Last Jedi. The marketing was insane. The movie just never really moved me. I like The Rise of Skywalker, but I haven't watched it in over a year, almost 2 years now, and I don't really feel the need to. Whereas, like, you know what, Bad Batch, Clone Wars, Mandalorian, I am all in on that. I'm more than happy putting the sequel trilogy just kind of at the bookend of everything and leaving it there. And just leaving it there forever and never going back to it.
You don't need it to enjoy what they're putting out right now.
Yeah.
You really don't.
So, and then, okay, there's something All right, I'm just trying to play catch up on some of these super chats here. Gayley here said, "Sorry we couldn't do that collab stream off the ground, get it off the ground. That was mostly due to personal things. Still hopeful that changes though." Look, I don't want to go into that right here, man, because it's kind of like whatever. I appreciate you reaching out. I'm sorry it couldn't happen either, but maybe down the road we can figure something out. Okay, and H. Bart's here says, "We should have never been there. The same with Vietnam." That's debatable. To be fair, I think I agree more than not, but there were reasons why that we did go. It was just, again, like Vietnam, poorly handled. But thankfully, you know what? We didn't lose like 50,000 Americans like we did in Vietnam. So but we did also kill a lot of Taliban, like 53,000, I think, is how many we killed, which is just insane. Geeks here says, "So is this Boulder Talk Radio now?" It kind of always goes that way towards the end of the streams, and I haven't even gone through all the news articles I want to get through here.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be quiet. That's the first.
wow.
Halogen Helix, hey, what's going on, Paul? Didn't Obama say he was getting out and he didn't? Obama said he also wanted to close Gitmo.
Yeah,
you know, like I will give. Look, I agree with Trump about the exit for Afghanistan. All right, but like, make no mistake, the negotiation with the Taliban was probably not the best course of action. However, you know what? People who get paid the big bucks are dealing with that right now, and it's unfortunate. Command Unit here says the Taliban said that Biden broke the agreement made by Trump by delaying the evacuation by a few months, and the evacuation as a whole was a mess. Yeah, I know. The same Taliban that was like, "Hey, women are going to love living under Sharia law. That's going to be awesome." I don't know how. I don't really ever take anything they say at face value, as you probably never should with any politician.
Did you see they were at an amusement park in bumper cars and they burned that shit to the ground after?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Why are you taking it out in the amusement park? That's horrible.
Because they can't have fun. That's just against.
Is that something in there? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know about it.
They probably were just confused by like everything. I guess I don't know.
Bumper cars.
It's, you know what, man. Look, it's some shit.
They actually had their guns in bumper cars. I saw a video.
Look, if they were able to get together like a Mario Kart style track with bumper cars and AKs, that could be something worth streaming. I'll be fair.
Taliban cart.
You know, it's all it's all like Taliban.
Oh my fucking god! How did we get to this point?
Anyway, because super chats have taken us that way. I think there's one last one here too. All right, and then we
did Biden really fall downstairs? I didn't see that clip.
But yeah, it was windy. It was windy.
It was windy. The wind took him out. That is funny.
Took the wind out of his sails.
Let's see. Okay. Benson here says 74,000 Afghan soldiers dead. Biden pulled air support, leaving them exposed. Biden reversed all Trump's policies, not this one. He didn't. Look, the thing is, I think he wanted it. He wanted out as well. I mean, he reversed a lot of Trump policies, but this is one. But his point was sound on that. Either we exit, because they also, the May 1st deadline couldn't be reached.
Oh, I gotta watch Bill Maher tonight.
Yeah, that should be fascinating.
I really like that show. People say he's too old now, but
he is too old. He has a lot of boomer takes, but
I agree with his boomer takes.
But I like his takes on cancel culture and like how like criticizing a lot of the millennials, because I feel the same way. But there's also some takes where I'm like, because I'm in that mid range, or I'm like, boomer takes. But anyway,
I think I have boomer takes.
You know, there's a lot of. I'm not saying that the situation was grand. Nothing smelled like roses, but this was something that, you know, like, if he would have pulled out, there would have been a lot more escalation and conflict. We would have continued to be there. The Band-Aid had to come off at some point in time. Afghanistan was a failure. Biden basically admitted that. He didn't say it entirely, but he basically said it, and we all know it. And this day was going to come one day or the other, and it wasn't going to be good. And at least he's owning up to it and saying there's not going to be another president that this is going to be on their desk, on their plate to do. So
there's a lot of Bill Maher in here. I don't agree what he said about Stan Lee. I remember he had a bad moment about Stan Lee. People were bringing that. Sorry.
So, you know, but I'm just saying, it is what it is. Wow, a lot of people are not fans of Bill Maher. Yeah,
I like
Bill Maher. I like John Oliver though too. I really enjoy John Oliver. So there's that. All right, let's see. H Bart's here says maybe one day peace will exist in the Middle East. Not fucking likely.
Afghanistan's not even technically in the Middle East.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, like, look, I want peace in the Middle East too. But, you know, but like, you know, someone sneezes in Jerusalem and, you know, rockets start fucking flying. So you never really know what's going to go down. And there's a lot of dark money in that part of the world. And there's a lot of other problems. And there's a lot of, look, here's the thing. You want peace in the Middle East. I'll say this and then we'll be done. And this is more of a joke and hyperbolic, but I think it's got a kind of a point to it. When we will see peace in the Middle East when the fucking oil is gone. All right. When there's no reason for the resource war to take place, then you'll start seeing something there, because they're going to kill each other first for a while, and then eventually something's going to come out of it. But that is the reality of it. And then here's the thing. You want to know where World War III is going to take place? I can already tell you this right now.
Space.
Fucking Africa. Right. Africa, especially Western Africa, Nigeria. It has the largest pocket of untapped natural resources left on the planet. China has been buying up a shit ton of space over in Eastern Africa. We have a lot of interests, like American interests, in like Uganda, and Nigeria, and the western sections of Africa right there. Like, we have a lot of interests in those places because there's a lot of natural resources that are left. And when the time comes, and that time will eventually come, unless we can get on renewable energy, which I don't see us really happening because, you know, hey, big energy, big oil, they don't want it. We're all fucked. That's something that's going to happen. And that's going to be where people are really going to battle it out. So, who knows? Hey, the cradle of life is also going to probably run again as being the last bastion of safety for this actual stupid fucking planet. So there's my cynical fucking boomer take of the night.
Well, this is fun.
Well, then also, but Benson does say here, the resource war will switch to lithium in Afghanistan. The lithium is going to come first before Africa. But don't get me wrong, Africa is the end game. But the lithium, you're right. You're right. The lithium is needed for rechargeable batteries and all that stuff. So that's where we are right now. All right, H Bart's here, $5, man. Thank you. It says, hey, there will be when the earth is just dirt. Burn it all down. Yeah, maybe.
Space Force. Everyone's going to space.
There we go. There we go.
Giant penis airship.
Manny says Rambo 3 warned us this would happen. All right. Andrew makes a good point here. There wasn't peace in the Middle East when they didn't know oil was there. Okay.
Yeah, but there have been times in Middle Eastern history where there's been a lot more peaceful. It's just been a lot more peaceful in general, and like, you know, there's been a lot more culturally development when it comes to like maths and sciences and shit like that.
Yeah, I look, there was a golden age for a reason.
Yes, exactly.
You know, like, Can we go back to that? Can we just like drop a whole bunch of pot and like ecstasy over there and just like, I don't know, like, look, here's the thing with this, right? What you're gonna have is the concept of religion is in a lot of the Western world is failing. Religion is not growing; it's shrinking. People aren't going to church. And the problem with that, though, is that as the Christian domination begins to slip, the Islamic domination is going to start taking over, because the two are very, you know, there's a lot of Muslims, there's a lot of Christians, and I'm not chastising Muslims. You know, there's a lot of them that I know that are really fine people, and they love their religion, they love their fellow man. But it's like, look, in Saudi Arabia, it's if you're gay, it's illegal. They throw you off the fucking roof. Right? We see this. They kill you if you're gay. All these things have happened. We know about the atrocities, the human rights violations that happen as a result of parts of Islam under Sharia law specifically and how they operate. But we never want to deal with that shit but that's an actual problem. And I don't have an answer. And I'm not trying to get too political, although this whole thing has gone off the fucking rails. Thanks, Max.
That wasn't me. I mean, Benson. I blame Benson.
I blame you because you showed up.
Hey, Benson. No, don't blame the customer. I apologize, Benson. Benson has a good shop online. I bought there before.
Benson says here, people will stop fighting when they stop believing in imaginary people. Look, how many people do you see still walking around saying Zack Snyder's coming back? People are gonna always believe in imaginary things.
Out of this conversation to bring
kind of. I'm trying to.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to bring it back. All right.
Okay.
Hold on here.
Restore the Snyderverse.
H-Bart's here with $2.
I don't. You know what? H parts. I'm rethinking my.
I mean,
Bilmar.
listen. Considering what he said about Stan Lee, I'm gonna go with H parts. Screw
I
that
don't
guy.
remember what he said about Stanley. I remember there was something.
He criticized Stan Lee, and a lot of people got
right
pissed
after
off
he
at him.
died.
Yeah.
Right after.
That's
Yeah.
horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Definitely. But I get your point there. All right, so look, let's thanks BTR.
Go back to the movies.
Yeah. This is now Bolter Talk Radio.
Oh
I
my God.
actually was
Geek
on a
Studios is having RJ stream, and it's not a surprise, so RJ knows about it, right? Unless I disruined it.
Oh wow.
RJ,
incredible.
I think I can make it now because I'm canceling my weekend trip.
Oh,
Oh,
is
okay.
a stream going on? What's going on? I didn't
Oh,
know.
Whoops.
Oh,
Geek, go check out Geek Studios in 2 days on the 22nd for just because.
Just because Geek Studios.
Yeah. I appreciate
Geeks is a good guy. Yeah, I like Geeks quite a bit.
He's almost at 1K. Get him to 1K.
All right. Yeah, get him to 1K, guys. I think Geeks is a mod. If you're mod, post your mod. Post your channel, buddy. Post the channel. Let me see it.
I will post it.
All right, you do that. Okay, so here's I want to move on. I want to talk about The Witcher. That was a long conversation about James Bond.
Witcher. The anime film came out today, by the way.
No, it comes out on Monday.
Oh, my bad. I thought it came out today.
The reviews, Grace reviewed it today, but it doesn't come out till Monday. And I really want to watch it, by the way. But
it's coming out?
Yeah, the animated movie, the Night of the Wolf, it comes out on Monday.
Yeah, the prequel with Vesemir.
Yeah, which I think so. Then Sunday night at midnight, so that's when I'll watch it. But so effectively here, this is coming in from Jeffrey Harris. You guys might remember Jeffrey.
Yeah, I want to talk to him again.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
You and Jeffrey would get along, RJ, because you were really into wrestling.
Yeah. He was in Vegas actually for CinemaCon.
And gaming.
So he talked about here that The Witcher is not yet renewed for season 3, says showrunner, talking about how at the what is this here? It says while the show hasn't been renewed, when asked by 411 Mania about working on future seasons, the showrunner actually stated that she thinks the show could go as far as 20 seasons. She says, "I'm just sad that you suggested that we would stop at season 5 because I think I've said we could go through season 20 or something. So, no, I love The Witcher. My heart is in The Witcher. So I will be here as long as fans keep showing up and wanting more." But then when asking about the green light for season 3, she said that there has yet to be a formal renewal and that right now the focus is on season 2. And, so basically she needs, it comes out December 17th is when it's going to drop. But there's got to be a lot of fanfare showing up for this thing. I think there will be.
Yeah, obviously they'll probably announce season 3 the weekend after season 2 airs, like the Monday or something.
Yeah, I mean they're going to look at the numbers. They're going to look at the numbers, and I think that's going to be a pretty big thing. One of the problems, though, again, is how much is Netflix spending on these seasons? How much is Netflix going to invest into all this stuff? I don't know yet. We're gonna have to wait and see on all that. But I would really, really, really hope that they're gonna start cranking them out faster. I know they're already starting to I think they've already been writing season 3, but I mean they need to get this shit out. Even H Barts here says, "I don't want 20 seasons. Fuck that. It should end at the Wild Hunt." Well,
yeah, I don't know if I want 20 seasons. 5 to 6 would be good.
5. Look, that's the thing. There's 5 books, right? Well,
I mean, if it's compelling storytelling and it's working, I don't think they should stop. But I don't. It's execution really. If it warrants 20 seasons, then I want 20 seasons.
Yeah, and well, the thing I agree with you. I think really what it boils down to is that fans want the Wild Hunt because that is what boosted The Witcher into massive popularity.
It was that game, yeah.
It was that game. And that game is 6 years old now, and it still looks absolutely phenomenal, and it's still fun to play. Why CD Projekt Red did what they did with Cyberpunk, I'll never know. But that's not the.
That's a conversation of the day.
That's a fight for another day. But at the end of it, looking at everything, it's all right. The Witcher is popular. Cavill is a massive, massive fan, so I don't think you're going to have to worry about him getting on board. I just don't see that happening. I see Cavill very much sticking around for the long haul. And, and I think season 2 will give you a good indicator because one of the biggest, complaints out of season 1 was kind of how jumbled it felt, the timeline hopping around everything else. So we're gonna have to wait and see on that one here. What did you link, Max? What did you link?
I wanted to show some breaking news. Enosh is directing the new Captain America film. People said that looks like Enosh. Like
oh
the
yeah,
Bizarro
no,
Enosh.
Malcolm Spellman. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
look a
looks like
little bit.
Enosh with his hat, without his hat.
A little bit, yeah. Well, Malcolm Spellman is writing the next Captain America. That is true.
All right, so that's sorry. I was looking at articles and I thought of Enosh again.
That's all right, man. That's all right. Thank you. But hold on. All right, let's see here. Command unit 15 shekels. Thank you. Let's turn this stream into something wholesome, like 40K. All right, hold on here. Let's see here. Adeptus Reticulus. Read and react to 40K lore and get 10K Patreon. Like, what?
I think he's saying if you read and react to 40K lore,
He'll give you
and if it's
10K
ridiculous,
on Patreon.
they'll get 10K Patreon because there's so much.
Well
money in
then,
40K.
so this is now a 40K channel. Sorry. Like, no, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I'm kind of like, it's a double-edged sword, community. I really appreciate all you supporting the show, but then I get like frustrated. Like, I want to see like a TV series or movie now, like a mainstream Hollywood production.
Maybe Command Unit could fund a fucking TV show.
Well, he says if he won the lottery, yeah.
Okay.
But no, there is Amazon is working on a show. It's about the Eisenhorn book. We talked about this before, so that we don't know anything about that right now. There's also like a boycott happening. I saw with Games Workshop. I saw that on Twitter or on Reddit last night because of what's going on with Warhammer Plus right now. So there's a massive shitstorm brewing, and I think Command Unit is kind of like prepping us for what is going to be the next big fandom war. Maybe. I don't know.
Is it going woke? 40K is going woke.
No, I don't know. 40K is generally regarded as being like inspiration for. It's got some like there are people that try to claim Warhammer 40K is like fascist and shit. So I don't believe that. But there's that anyway. So why don't we do? All right then, because I mean like there's like the only other thing I really had here was the Addams Family 2 will now release as a PVOD as well as in theaters, and
That's surprising.
That is surprising because the first one did pretty good. I actually recently watched it with my kids on Hulu, and I really liked it. I didn't think I would, but I found myself really enjoying it.
I think it's the sign that a lot of these kids' movies, they don't want to release these animated family films only in theaters because they know a lot of parents are not comfortable taking their children to movie theaters right now.
Yeah.
Because of the Delta variant. So it makes sense that, and plus too, PVOD, it's coming out October 1st. It's going to play the entire month leading up to Halloween. They know they're going to make a lot of money off the digital sales for this movie, for sure.
Yeah, I think there's going to be, I agree with you. I agree. It's kind of like with Boss Baby 2 going to Peacock. What? Shut up. Going to Peacock and going to theaters. It did well in theaters, actually. It did pretty well for the time.
I was going to mention, too, another movie came out this weekend doing the same thing, Paw Patrol the movie.
Right, that's on Peacock,
Paramount Plus. No, Paramount Plus.
Sorry, Paramount. Yeah, they should just combine themselves. Paracock.
Paracock streaming.
There you go. Get on one. Paracock. But yeah, Jesus Christ. I think that there's the kids movies makes a lot of sense. And Shang-Chi is going to be the next one. I think is going to be again, if that thing crashes and burns, which it might.
Then Eternals will be.
Eternals will definitely.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt. Because because Ray is requesting, we're probably going to watch. She wants to watch Boss Baby for our first watch party on my channel.
Yes. Wait, which Boss Baby? The first.
I don't know. I have to ask Rhea. I thought it was going to be the sequel. I don't know.
The sequel. The sequel's better. The series is good.
Boss.
So there's that. Okay. Let's see here. A Halogen Helix with Australian $5. Thank you very much, Paul. Says correct. Digital sales will soar for family movies. It kills mainstream movies, though. I mean, well, like, what about, Black Widow had 60 million in digital sales, according to Disney.
How's it done since then, though?
Well, we don't know. They haven't said anything. And obviously, the first week of that was going to be the FOMO. The FOMO was going to be the biggest part, the fear of missing out. People are going to rush to it. Like the first weekend really is where it's at. I'm sure more have trickled in, but at the same time, it is what it is. And then, but Jungle Cruise did 30 million, and that has gone on to do like that's going to break 100 million.
Yeah, I was surprised. How big
I'm
of a
really
hit that
surprised at
was.
that. I am really surprised at that as well. But it's like that's going to break 100 million in the U.S.
Yeah,
box
Jungle
office.
Cruise, the first movie to ever hit 100 billion.
Yeah, well, it would be a rock movie. Let's be fair. But again, it's like, and that still did well on the streaming side of it too. So we don't know necessarily how any of this stuff is going to play out in the long term, because they're under no obligation to drop any of this information, and we're kind of just left holding our dicks, like on I think it's working. It's about it.
That does suck for Australia though, Paul, that you guys didn't get an actual release of that movie.
Yeah, I know. Piracy's a big thing overseas.
Why would they not work out those deals though ahead of time? They got to be smarter with that for like worldwide.
Again, it's one of those things, and my take on it is that it's just because it's so new that they don't realize a lot of this stuff is old school. There's I wanted to get into this, and I don't want to get into it right now specifically, but there's a thread here I came across talking about the walrus. This is a pop culture, it's from Canada, right? It's a journalistic outlet from Canada. And they have a whole thing here about like nostalgia and reboots, remakes, and rewatches and everything else. And I thought it was an interesting thread. I wanted to go through. Maybe I'll save it for next week. But the idea here is just like, nostalgia is a big factor for a lot of this shit. And that's why we keep seeing all these reboots and where we are right now. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of original concepts. But Disney and the Jungle Cruise people have, fond memories of the ride, which is probably a big reason why people went to go check it out.
Yeah. Well, I was going to mention before we moved on, going back to the Black Canary thing, I was wondering if we could comment on what's going on with Dave the Film Junkie. Because all over my timeline, he's been getting into an argument with people because people are upset because apparently they're claiming racism at Warner Brothers because they're putting all the person of color stuff on HBO Max, Black Canary, Blue Beetle.
Oh, that's because they're moving in. They're moving into like, hold on.
Well, yeah, Dave's been going at it on Twitter, which I thought was interesting because like he took a different approach, and people like a lot of Snyder fans are upset at him for what he's saying about it.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna DM him.
Well, the Birds of Prey didn't get good box office, so it's a
I'm just saying. Do you think?
If they announced a straight to theater Black Canary movie based off the reception of Birds of Prey, I would think it would be a lower budget, and that's the reason.
Well, I'm just curious. Do you guys think that it's weird that all of the person of color movies like Blue Beetle and Black Canary now and Batgirl are only going to HBO Max? They're not getting theatrical releases. Does that bother you guys? Are you upset by that? Or do you not care?
It's part of the lower budget and what makes sense
right, but some people are saying like, why is it that the person of color led movies are the movies you deem as riskier and lower budget? Why can't you treat them like your normal theatrical movies?
Well, the Suicide Squad had Waller and Elba right at they're main characters in that movie, so I don't think it's exactly.
Some people have been noticing that there's a trend where all the black led movies basically are going to HBO Max, not theaters. All the diverse led films. And some people are like saying, well, why aren't these going to theaters? Like, why aren't you confident in them to where you want to put them out in theaters instead of just dumping them on HBO
Because
Max?
HBO Max is the goal. Because you can put a movie out in theaters and people might go see it, but if you can get them paying $15 a month for 12 months out of the year, how much money is that? That's $180 a year.
Well, we're still dealing with new projects still within the pandemic. It's not past pandemic yet because of reasons.
Yeah,
so the world's still dealing with it. So it makes more sense to plan for something that you're going to release on.
Well, the one
instead of dumping into a movie project, make all of the theater agreements where it could get pushed again potentially. So I think for a while you're going to see the new projects being on streaming for a while. And then everything that's already filmed is getting released.
The one person on Twitter that was going at Dave was basically saying, okay, if you're going to use the logic that it's the pandemic, why isn't the Flash and the Batman going to HBO Max as well?
Because Batman.
Right. Well, I know, but like, I'm just saying.
I mean, like if Batman wasn't in Flash would go to freaking streaming.
Really, you think so?
Yes.
Well, it's agreements may
Yes.
have been made a while ago for the Flash theatrical agreements.
But wouldn't it be too big of a budget though for HBO Max? Because it seems like it's like a big.
Well, I mean,
Justice League type movie.
$185 million for Suicide Squad.
That was different though. It was day and date, not streaming only.
Ah, okay. Okay, fine. Look, here's the thing. I don't know what like they're trying to figure it all out. They're Hollywood is risk averse. So they're going to take the pathway that's going to get them the most amount of money. And right now, theaters are going to be just taking it right up the ass for a while. For the next couple of years, they're going to be taking it right up the ass. And they're going to have to adapt as well. And that's unfortunate because, we're figuring this thing out. But again, I'll just say it. If you guys want to get back to the movies, if you want to start living your life again, get vaccinated. That's the best way to do it.
It was just surprising because, like I said, Dave has been getting a lot of crap on Twitter. I mean, you can just scroll through his timeline, seeing all the responses he's had to do to people. Because basically, he said that the people saying that it's racist need to like stop overreacting. Basically, that was basically.
I sent him he said this a couple hours ago. I saw it right before going live. I didn't really know what it was at the time.
Yeah, it just kept escalating. So.
I think it's one of those elements where it's like, all right, well, Dave is I mean, like, look, the thing is, these are the kind of people that, I don't know. I sent Dave a link if he wants to come on. I know he's out of town. That's the thing. I know Dave is out of town. He might be on vacation this week. So I don't want to like, get him in on it. Let's see here. Matt Jarbo, now for once, you've made a very real woke statement. I've made a lot of woke statements. I don't know what you're talking about. But I don't think that it's racist to put these movies on HBO Max.
I think if it keeps happening and we're in the theater,
well, let me ask.
The industry is starting to recover and is healthy. Then if they keep doing this, then then I think there's an issue.
Well, let me ask you this then. Let me posit kind of an alternative question.
A what if?
A what if? Well, no, not necessarily a what if.
Okay.
But would it be? Is it more racist that these traditionally white characters are being race bent? Except for Blue Beetle, but with Batgirl and with Black Canary, those are if you're saying like these Black and Latino led projects are racist for going to HBO Max, then what about the race bending that's happened with the characters?
Well, I had to ask those individual people complaining about it. Personally, I don't think it's racist. I'd argue that it depends on how it's executed because it could come across as disingenuous, like changing it just to change it and not really adding. I don't know. It's a complicated question. I put it that way.
It's a very complicated question. Yeah, it is. It really is.
I think it's a lack of faith in the characters, and it just so happens that there aren't that many like people of color who happen to be like major heroes. Like there's a few, right? But like there's not a lot, and I think it's more so because of the fact they don't have faith in smaller characters. I think that's what it boils down.
Yeah, and Alex is correct. There was Ted Core, but this is about Jaime Reyes, the second.
Yeah, so it's a different character. Yeah.
As movie pundits in the community, I think we have to get nuanced and say, you know what, it's a case by case in execution. If it comes out and it's a hollow representation and they're just there and it's not a good performance, like why was this person cast? Then I could kind of see the argument, but it's really execution.
Yeah.
There's been lots of race bends. And even gender bend, like Starbuck was one of the best gender bent characters ever in Battlestar Galactica. With Katie Sackhoff, that was a great change.
If you talk to Eric D. July, basically it's all tokenism and racism or whatever. He basically says, "Oh, it's bad. Hollywood's erasing the gingers and they're just throwing." He even called Miles Morales.
Well, here's the thing with the ginger apocalypse. Okay, that used to be diversity in the past. Let's be real. That's why there's so many.
I mean, I still think
gingers in these properties.
This might be a hot take, but I still think it's lazy of these people who are in the casting calls going, "Oh, this ginger character, just cast a black person." Like, come on. Like, if it's so bad that it becomes a trend, it's like, come on. Like,
that's happened so consistently.
Yeah,
it has happened. Yeah, like when
not even funny.
Was it Haley Bailey?
Halle Bailey.
Halle Bailey, thank you. doing Little Mermaid.
Now I'm
Like,
thinking of that Haley Seinfeld picture.
And not just that, there's obviously MJ, who's supposed to be
well,
Reggie.
well, that on the other hand, though, I can understand that based upon how the rights deal worked out with Sony.
Yeah,
They had to change a lot of stuff.
I get it. At the same time, it's like, you want to hear, like, I'm not sure how I would feel at this point if Zendaya, who I like in the role immensely, if she said, "Go get him, Tiger," I don't know how I would feel. I'm
pretty sure she's like said that on social media before, at least.
When she did actually, when she dyed her hair red, she did.
Yeah, I remember that. You're right.
Well, on social media.
Yeah, on social media, she dyed her hair red for a photo shoot, and she put the caption.
Okay,
there.
well, I mean, like, that's one thing.
She was poking fun at the haters, complaining that she was a black MJ, which I thought was funny.
I was like, all right, like, I remember when I saw Spider-Man Homecoming in theaters, and she said, "Oh, my friends call me MJ." The audible groans in the theater, audible groans for people like, "Oh, what," and I get it, but again, I liked her character in both of the movies, and I'm looking forward to seeing her in this one, so I'm okay with it.
I don't know. I feel like they should have. I liked it more of that they were just like going with what seemed to be like an independent character. I didn't like the reveal of this being like their MG. I feel like that it would have been able to stand up.
But it's not Mary Jane though. It's Michelle Jones.
Yeah.
So I mean.
But even that, like, that alone is going to make people compare the two characters. You know what I mean? It's not really a character that can stand up on her.
3 movies though, Max. You never even got a proper.
I'll be fair. I thought Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy was a better love interest.
Oh, a million times better.
No,
that was one of the best things about the Amazing Spider-Man films, was that dynamic.
This might be a hot take, but I think that if they do more Spider-Man movies, or Tom Holland, the second sequel trilogy should have Gwen Stacy.
Yeah. I think that's gonna. I guarantee it's gonna happen. Yeah,
because there's rumors that Zendaya might get killed off, or a character's gonna die in No Way Home. I don't think the character's gonna die, but
I don't think the character's gonna die either.
That would be a little bit on the excessive side, I think, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But all right, guys, we've been on this topic for a while. Let us react to some Warhammer 40K. If Rhea is still here, she'll be very happy with that.
Oh, yeah, we got the Chainsaw Man trailer, too.
Yeah, we got that one as well, so we'll check that one out here in a second. This is Battlefleet Gothic Armada Tau Empire trailer. It's another game, but it's only Peggy 12, so what the hell?
Oh, shit. I should probably head off because, like, it's getting pretty fucking late here. But
yeah, I'm going to wrap it up in just a few minutes. This has been, like, a really interesting conversation all the way through, so I've definitely been thankful. But yeah, if you want to bounce, it's all good. Be sure to go check out Underhaven.
Yeah, take a good. Have a good evening, dude. Hope you have fun watching that trailer, and thanks for having me on.
All right, man. I'll see you later. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it.
Later.
See ya.
All right, so let's bring this up. We're gonna be watching some fucking 40K.
Peggy 12.
You guys will hear that, right?
Yes.
Was that RJ or the video?
That was both. Yeah.
After decades of research from the Earthcast's finest minds, we've never been this close. Our Empire's most ambitious military project, the Kor-Vesh Initiative, the promise of expanding our borders to new worlds, the confidence of enlightening distant civilizations with our philosophy. Let none doubt that the Tau Empire will bring unity to all. Let none doubt that now is our time.
H-Barts.
Uganda aliens. Oh,
jeez. The trap is set.
Now I can't unhear that.
Gravitic launcher battery. Fire!
I don't even know if Commander is still here.
Fire!
Damn.
For the greater good!
Feel the wrath of the Imperial Navy!
Auxiliaries, now!
Demia Brotherhood responding. Open fire.
A lot of craziness going on there.
Yeah, look cool.
All right, so it looks like it's
fourth 1,000.
Is it
Not as tough as they thought.
motherfucker? All right. I mean, that looked interesting. So it's for PC.
PC.
Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
PC.
Okay, so it's
I
not
would
like that.
play a 40K game if it's more like shooter.
Well,
like
they did. There
third
was one. It was like a third-person action game a while ago. It was like kind of like a like Shadow of War type situation, Shadow of Mordor type thing. I remember playing the demo for it, I think, but I don't know. All right, let's take a look here at this Chainsaw Man, and then we'll probably wind it down after that.
Yeah, so before you play, just an FYI, basically, if you don't know, it's basically super popular. What the heck?
Oops, that was
weird.
wrong. That was the wrong one.
It's a super popular Shonen Jump manga that's being adapted into an anime. When this trailer came out, it kind of broke the internet. It got I think it trended like all night. It was crazy.
It got
it's
a
a
lot,
Shonen
yeah.
Jump adaptation. Yeah.
all right. So Shonen Jump, they do some good stuff.
Yeah.
I've read some of their stuff before. All right, so this is Chainsaw Man. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Oh, it's not up yet.
Ah, fuck. All right, there we go. All right, go back.
Chainsaw Man.
Yes, Chainsaw Man.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, Command Unit. That is 40K. I know that game. I didn't know that was in that universe. Whoa. Whoa, what's going on here?
And this is a comedy?
It's dark, but it has some comedic to it. Yes.
Animation looks legit. Whoa. Whoa.
All right. I kind of.
It's just a teaser trailer. It's just a teaser trailer, but like there's a shot where the rest of it's just
Okay, there's
kind of
nothing
what it
else
is.
there. Yeah. Wow.
Who
like,
recommended
you-
this?
Someone in the
Shiny-
chat.
Shiny.
Shiny did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the part where he's tearing dudes up, that was amazing. Like that was worth it.
It's like
Yeah.
it's
blood and gore is
sex
gonna
and
be crazy.
violence and everything in there. It looks like.
Fight me, Jarbo. You can't beat us all like geeks and gamers. Jeremy's better than you. Vaccines cause people to become.
If I
lizard people.
become a lizard person, I will applaud it because then I'll make it on YouTube. I will reveal
There you
my
go,
face once I'm a lizard person.
Did you guys hear that story, by the way, that apparently Disney wants their robots, their animatronics, to come to life?
Yeah, I made a crack about that last night. Like, what if they went full Westworld? You know, I mean, like, how many people would just, like, how many people would just treat Ariel like the Panama Canal?
Oh no! But
Vessels of semen flow through her every day.
Oh my god,
so here's a question: Will any of you watch the Chainsaw Man anime when that comes out?
I might.
Yeah, I'll check that out. Okay, so here's what I was thinking about. All right, I'm going to end the show on this. It's going to be the last thing for the weekend. I want people who are here. We have like 58 people here. We've been as high as about 80 tonight. So by the way, thank you guys for almost 3 hours. It's been insane. I was thinking, sorry, this got my attention. Shifty Gizm, we already know who you are, Max, the Gene voice actor dude from Bob's.
Oh,
Burgers.
good night. Thank you, Shifty Gizm. I'm leaving. If I'm going to get harassed about goddamn Bob's Burgers.
Do you watch Bob's Burgers?
I don't watch Bob's Burgers, and I'm not going to.
Really?
I don't look like Gene, that lame ass character on Bob's Burgers. The son that no one even pays attention to is a dork.
What are you talking about? Gene is the shit, dude.
Oh, okay.
Like, you didn't even watch the show, man. I've already watched like the seasons. Like,
well, they said I look like Gene.
Yeah. Well, they kind of assume you look like Gene, and then I've seen what you look like, and you kind of do look like Gene. But that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? I could just see you sitting there with like, your electronic keyboard making like fart noise. Oh, he left. He legitimately left.
Wah, wah.
All right. Oh, HBAR says that was me, Matt. I was trying to get you to rant. Damn it, Matt. Sorry. HBAR, you bastard. Come back, Max. You son of a bitch. Look at this here. Look at Out of Princess. Gene actually makes the show. Right?
See, it's
Gene-
a compliment. It's a compliment.
Gene makes the show, man.
Yeah, it's a
Gotta watch
compliment.
it. It's good stuff here. Dude, Bob's Burgers is
Music
like.
man's mad at me. Okay,
Do you have? Okay.
I'm sorry. I like Bill Maher, and I dislike Bob's Burgers. Please cancel me now.
All right. Do you have?
I'm having bad takes.
Do you have Hulu, man?
Shh, Benson.
Yes.
All right. You got to go on there and just watch season 2, first episode. Okay. Just watch that episode,
All right.
and let me know if you like it, because it's one of my all-time favorite episodes of that show. It's so funny. But it also it's very much ties into like the type of humor that they kind of go forward with after that. I don't want to spoil it, but it is kind of themed around a favorite of ours, 1980 style film.
Okay.
Certain.
I do
Kids on
actually have to
Adventure.
go anyway because it's almost 4. I just
I know. We're gonna
wrap up in a second.
We're gonna wrap us up here in this quick second here. Benson with £2. Thank you. Says Lizard. Max currently looks like a trans Skeletor.
Thank you, Benson's. This is the only time you've even addressed me. I pimp your website all the time. Thank you so much, Benson's. Thank you. No, thanks for the support for the channel. Appreciate that, Benson's. I'm not sure how I feel about your comment, though. Okay.
All right. Look, even Geeks here says Gene is the best part about Bob's Burgers, man. You got to do it, man. You got to do it. But thank you very much. Okay, so here's what I was thinking about, guys. Here's and even Geek says, Matt, it's my favorite episode. He knows exactly the one I'm talking about. For me, it's the water balloon episode, and you know the one I'm talking about there too, Geeks. Anyway, so a lot of people have been asking me to watch certain things. Here's what I'm thinking. Because I need to figure out a way to like kind of push some exclusivity shit. It sounds bad to say, but like not much, but it's like I got to build it up Patreon. So what if after the show, maybe a couple nights a week or whatever, we go over to the Discord for people who are members or patron joiners, and we watch Beastars together. So I can watch an episode or 2 a night or whatever, because they're kind of short, and we can watch other anime or other things that we want to see, figure out a schedule and go from there. It's an idea that I'm kicking around with, because that could be something to kind of, pimp some exclusivity stuff. Because I got to do that in order to make the Patreon sexy, I guess. We could watch Warhammer. We could watch other stuff, just stuff I can't stream here because of that.
Yeah,
So
you could watch Chainsaw Man.
could watch Chainsaw Man. Could watch like Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan. I don't want to get into the full weeb shit, but it's like that's an idea.
So obviously we're gonna watch Naruto.
Shut the fuck up.
Dragon
Shut the
Ball
fuck
Z.
up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I will only watch Naruto to support Skip Skelrect, who is the voice of Guy Sensei, who I know. So that's about it. He's been to my house. Not where I live now, but in San Diego. And he made a movie at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch
Anyway.
black movies or something too.
So there's Matt's turning into Tim Pool here. Look, man, it's like I gotta think of something. All right, like I'm just saying, I gotta think of something. That's my mind.
You got to pimp your Patreon.
That's my mind is at. Like I'm not asking. Trust me, I'm not going to be like, hey, pay $25 for this. Oh, by the way, the whole Tim Pool thing. I got an email about fucking being sponsored by that Patriot fucking food supply company, the same one Tim Pool uses. They're all like Patriot Feed or whatever the fuck it is. I'm like, no, I'm not going to.
They're asking.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Taylor here says, talk to me. I'll get you some anime that's a little less anime. Matt doesn't have a cool knit cap like Tim. I don't. I'm sorry. But all right, everybody. I'll be back on Monday night with another episode of HWAD, Hollywood After Dark. Maybe Mikey Sutton will be here depending on how things turn out for him. Hopefully we'll be talking about some cool shit like Star Wars. And have yourself a great weekend, everybody. Please go and watch a movie wherever you can. Enjoy it. Enjoy life. Enjoy each other. And we'll see you guys later. Have a great one and peace.